Hello, everybody. Welcome to the original Next Level Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Mike Mullis, a.k.a. Stinger NLG. Welcome into our new time on Sundays, 9 p.m. Happy to have everybody, and once again, happy to have with me tonight my boys, the Stream Team. What's going on, gentlemen?
It's going good. How about you, Mike?
Doing good. We have, of course, first up from my, now, of course, it's never the same for you guys, but my first left, Modzoo, Jason.
All right, I'm first tonight. That sounds good. You know, during that intro, I secretly bobbed my head. That's why I got my little avatar, so you can't see me just kind of grooving along with the music. Like, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, we got to get you a webcam.
Yeah, I know. Got to give me a webcam.
That's all right. One day we'll work on a webcam.
Start a GoFundMe thing, and let's get this started. Let's get me a webcam.
Yeah, we got to get you a webcam so you can use your overlay as well.
Yeah, I love that overlay.
I love this too.
It's beautiful.
It really is. Once again, thank you to guys like Graphic God, who are my inspiration for making graphics again, and he's taught me so much. It's been great. So, all right, next up, the man, the myth, the legend, the Drake. Joe, what's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Good to have you back.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me back.
Always, man.
Sucks I haven't been able to stream lately, but for anyone who is used to me streaming, I'm going to get back onto it. I actually have a nice surprise for you guys. Well, now it's not going to be a surprise because I'm going to spoil it, but I actually bought for the stream, I actually bought the Deus Ex Mankind Divided so you guys can watch me play that. So
nice. Nice. And then, of course, live from Grey Wolf Lodge, where I was last week, somehow with better internet than me, HTK, he's in the podcast. What is up, Peter?
Hey, yeah, he's in the podcast. Well,
live on the scene. What's it like there?
In the Great Wolf Lodge pools. Now, yeah, glad to be here.
You know, we're getting reports here that the water is wet. Please, give us more information.
It's wet. It's hot. It's humid. And I'm having a good time.
See, that was the crazy part of being there. It's like we were expecting it to rain anyway. So when we got out into the park, into the water park, because it's indoors, I read the sign. It says, we keep our water park at a lovely 84 degrees. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You're right, it's like humid, and we're standing in line. I don't know what you went on first, but we had to, of course, go to the top of the lodge where I could almost touch the ceiling because me being afraid of heights, it's a wonderful place to be with my son.
Probably up there screaming.
Right, I'm going, okay, we can move this line along. We can move now. Can we go? And I'm sweating. Like, I'm actually sweating. It's crazy. But you having a good time?
Having a good time.
Excellent.
It's more and more good time, I hope. So.
Well, it's a lot. There's plenty of good stuff to do there. I mean, I enjoyed. Don't forget to try the bodyboard surfing.
Oh yeah, I briefly saw it, but yeah, my 3-year-old is probably a tad too young for that. But
a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So it's been a busy kind of gaming week. Lots going on, and of course the lovely part about having a show that goes on Sunday night is sometimes news breaks and you get to talk about it, kind of fresh. So we got lots going on. I wanted to give a quick shout out to not only you guys who have been putting up some great content on the NLG channel. Jason informed me, and I hadn't had a chance to look, but we have crossed the 30,000 video view stat, and that's a great thing and a great testament to the stuff you guys are putting out on the channel. So I appreciate it so much, and it should be up. It'll probably be up during the podcast. You'll see the link pop up in our Twitter. We have the final video coming up from Crazy Juan from the Kerbal Space Program series that he's been doing, a marvelous series on that game, and he finally made it to the well, they call it the MUN, the MUN. He finally got a Kerbal on the MUN and got it home. And so that's his final video for that series. So I want everybody.
Great job by him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So and also wanted to give a shout out to Mr. David Jaffe. Now, a couple weeks ago, I was on another podcast. I was on Basement Radio Arcade and had David Jaffe on, and him and I got a chance to talk about some of his first games because being an older gamer, I have Sega CD and Sega Saturn. So we got on the subject of a game called Mickey Mania, which he co-designed, and he of course didn't seem like he was very happy with the game, but I of course loved it, and he somehow it came up he was looking for a soundtrack to a Knight's Christmas special disc. Well, it's a disc I happen to have, so I made him a deal. I said, I'll send you the disc, you can have it, if I can send you my Mickey Mania booklet, and if you'd sign it for me. And he said, sure. And so there it is. He signed the front. It says, Michael, so great talking games with you. And
very nice.
Sign the back.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, even now, being out of kind of the scene for 9 years, it's really neat to have something like that happen. It goes in my collection of box quotes and MLB 2K7s and stuff like that, and so it's just another great memory. And hopefully, by the way, speaking of which, Joe, I'm hoping very soon we get a chance to see your shining quote in that Dungeon Punks trailer. We got to catch up with Dan and find out where he is on that.
Oh yeah, the shining quote on. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him actually. I'll try to talk to him and stuff. He usually answers whenever we speak to him. He's pretty good about it. So.
Well, and I'm glad that game is getting good reviews. It's not just us. It wasn't just your review. It's been getting some really good reviews across the board, and I'm really glad for that because it's a solid game.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it myself. I've been playing it here, plugging away at it when I get time that I'm not playing multiplayer games. Thank you, Drake. I have no time for any other game.
Well, it's kind of funny because like how you said that it's getting those good scores and stuff. Like I've told you before, like I'm very, me, Stinger. Personally, I'm very picky on what games I play, and I'm picky because I care. I know some games could be better. If I like a game, usually majority of the people like it because of the fact that, I'm so picky and it has to be up to these standards and stuff. Now, I don't complain about every little thing, but I do say, like, this should be added or that should be added. And usually if I'm not into something, I won't even bother to stream it. I've streamed that game for several hours, so.
Yeah, and we're still, I know you're still working on that walkthrough.
Yeah, I did one video of it. I have to get back to it, but I've been so busy, like I said, in between jobs and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, and by the way, congratulations on that. You're working on getting your new job underway, and that's great news. Yeah. And I know that's I know you're getting it's helping you with getting the same shift as your girl, and that's a good thing. Yeah. That's always good.
The rehabilitation center is my favorite part, that I get to just help people and stuff like that every day. So
that's awesome, man. Good. That's awesome. You're a good man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we call it beautiful.
Oh yeah, they never call me beautiful no more. We gotta throw that up in here once. My friends have been saying I need to get a shirt, and I need to, trademark that. So I don't know, man.
We need to get. You know what? We need to get Jay Williams to work on something for you. I'll get a hold of him and see if I can get him to work something up for you. He is the graphic god. So, by the way, I wanted to give a quick also shout out to Dinero or Diego, as he is in the chat room when he's here. I haven't put it into the video yet because I'm still working on the podcast video. If you guys are going to be kind of regulars onto the podcast, which is great, then I need to add you to the podcast video. So beyond that, Diego made a new Podcast NATO ad that has our correct time. So that's why I used my other one tonight, because I didn't want people to see the Sunday at 10 and think that this was a special time. This is our new time. So also, I wanted to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys for all joining us tonight. Looks like there's already a great group of gamers in there. And I appreciate everybody, of course. You know, we love the chat room. The chat room is a good.
Oh yeah.
It's a good bit of why we do this. I mean,
love reading the chat.
I love interacting. So I will type what we can. And my friend Senjutsu Sage is in there, who I said we've had a few fun conversations, let's just say. And so I finally said, well, now that we're done talking politics, get your ass in the podcast chat room. So he's here tonight, and I appreciate it. He's a good guy. We have some fun, and it's great to have him in the chat room tonight. So we'll try very hard to keep interacting with you guys. We definitely want to have you guys, give us comments and things like that. If you want to ask some questions of us, we'll be glad to try to answer them and such. All right, so Titanfall 2. I have not had a chance to play the alpha this weekend because of the technical test, because of course it's been a fairly busy weekend for me with the synagogue and the band. So
sucks to be you then, doesn't it?
Yeah, really. I'm only making money. It's all right.
Missing out on all the gaming fun.
I know, but you know what? Vacation ends tonight. I go back to work tomorrow, so my schedule should get back to normal, where I can actually get back in game and be good. So I haven't had a chance to play it. I'm going to try to play it when we end the podcast, hopefully at 10:30. We're going to try to shoot for 90 minutes here and try to get us out, so maybe we can go play some games. But you guys have had a chance to play it, and I think, Joe, you said you're playing it right now.
Yeah, I am. That's all I've been doing lately. Like I said, since I've been waiting for them to hit me up after I did all that stuff, like the background check for that job, I've been bumming it, man. No life in it. Just been playing. There's a lot of people who are complaining about it and stuff like that. Yeah, there's quite a few problems to it, but the thing about it is, a lot of people just got to keep an open mind and stay level-headed and just tell the developers what's wrong with it. Not complain at them and say that this game is a downgrade from Titanfall 1. This game is definitely way better than Titanfall 1 in my opinion. Oh. I'm getting blasted too.
So tell me, you weren't a big fan of Titanfall 1, so
no.
you got a little different perspective, because I want to get Jason and Peter in here, because I'm only going off of what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the original build that has been patched since was not what people were hoping for or thinking it was, and they had made a big change with the Titans and how you get the Titans, which sounded like a huge turnoff to me, but it does sound like they fixed that. So, Jason, how long have you been messing with it?
Well, I've put a couple hours into it now. Anyways, I haven't played it today, but I did enjoy it. Yeah, the complaint of not so many Titans on the field, yeah, I can see that. I like fighting Titans. I like fighting in a Titan. So when you don't see them, it's kind of a bummer, but it was enjoyable. I was having some fun earlier, especially with, guys like Anchorman and Drake. HTK, killed him a few times. Had to put that one in there. But yeah, it's fun. Would I get it day one? I don't think I'll get it day one.
Oh, man, I was going to get it day one for you.
Well, you can buy it for me then.
Well, and see, I wasn't getting it. You have to excuse me, something is in my eyes. I wasn't
your
getting
finger.
it. Well, yeah. I wasn't getting it day one anyway, because there's just too many games to buy. I actually was skipping most third-party titles this holiday season simply because there's too many other first-party games that look really good, and I can only afford so much.
Yeah, I'm in that list too. So many great games, but just so little money. That's the problem.
3 kids kill you.
So little money, so little time too.
The thing for this game is crazy because the as I'm playing it right now, like you could just tell that the hit detection. There was 3 problems that were wrong with the other Titanfall. Titanfall 1 had 3 problems with it, and I've told everybody this. There was the first problem was the hit detection was absolutely terrible in the first one, and the melee like with it and stuff that counts too. Terrible, delayed reactions to everything. Second off, the Titans were everywhere. It was a spam fest. Like this.
You realized the game was called Titanfall.
Yeah. No, but like you would get them, and like the problem that I had with them, and the problem that I had with them in the first one was they were too weak, and you would go out there and you just have a bunch of them, and they were like recyclable. It felt like they were just so easy to kill. This one you have to actually like earn them and stuff, which is what I liked about it. And then when you would get one of the batteries, you could put it inside your Titan, refill some shields and stuff like that, and it would help you, or your teammates could do that for you. And the third problem that the game had, which is actually one of the biggest ones to me, was there was no slide. If you're going to have a parkour game, you need to make sure there's a slide ability in it, and this one finally has that. So, like, that's a plus for me. Like, this game already is winning me over compared to the first one. I got rid of the first one, I'd say, within the first 2 weeks of it being out because I was so disappointed in it.
Wow.
And, yeah.
I love the first one. I spent many moons playing that one.
I still break out the first Titanfall.
Oh yeah, same here.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You guys enjoy your crap hit detection.
It was fun. The game is fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the very few. I'm sorry, I just read something on Twitter from my friend Senjutsu Sage. I'm not. There's no way I'm repeating it on the podcast, but yeah, I saw your tweet, and okay.
Hey, you're not paying attention to us. You're paying attention to Twitter. Oh,
well, I'm trying to see if anybody's checking us out on Twitter, but he caught me.
Shout out to my wife that's watching the podcast again tonight.
He caught me with this tweet. I'm not gonna. I might break out laughing. Yeah, yes, it was pretty funny. Anyway, sorry. If you
Please stand by for technical difficulties.
Right. If you understood the conversations that him and I have, you would understand why I'm. All right, so Peter, give me your take on.
Yeah, I mean, before the patch, like you barely saw any Titans. Maybe I've seen like 1 or 2, and at least after the patch, we finally saw some Titans, but not in the quantity as Titanfall 1. Like Titanfall 1, you have like 5 Titans battling it out, which was pretty cool.
Spam fest.
Another spam fest. It's what Mike said. It's Titanfall.
The first word of the game is Titan.
It's more. It should be more Titans.
Right.
It's it was over eccentric the way that they made it, though.
Basically, what you were looking for, Joe, is what it is now, which is Call of Duty.
No, this was made by. You got to remember.
Call of Duty with the odd Titan.
Right.
Hey, Drake. What's the soldier that you're playing called? It's a pilot, right?
Yes.
Pilot duty.
So what does a pilot do? He pilots a Titan.
He earns it. He gets good and earns it. He doesn't have.
So if you don't have any Titans, there's nothing to pilot.
Right. So you're just right. How can you be a pilot when you have nothing to pilot?
Yeah. I mean, then you might as well
run around a gun.
Play Call of Duty.
I'm a pilot. Right. What do you pilot? I just run around with a gun.
All right, so I feel horrible because I haven't actually played it yet, and here I am making comments about it. So I really have to get in
your
and
face
play.
Is going red.
It's because
if you've played
someone
the
get
first one, you pretty much
get out the crayons and start coloring your face. You're all red, man.
Oh shit.
So, well, now somebody had said though, I can't remember. I read it somewhere. Somebody had said that they had fixed this though, where now it's back to.
Yeah, I think I've seen something like that on Twitter or something today.
I don't see it. It's not for me right now. I don't see anything. I think they're gonna do that in the next alpha, maybe like on the 26th or whenever that next one is. Because I'm playing it right now, and I just see a bar, and every time that I shoot someone, it goes up. the percentage-wise to it. I don't see any time limit or anything like that for it right now. So I have no idea. But I saw it too.
That can be, I mean...
It's always the next test.
Yeah, that can be right. I mean, because that can be a game breaker for me. I mean, the whole point is, if I want to go play Call of Duty, I'll play Call of Duty. Call of Duty added parkour. If I wanted to do that, I would play that game. The reason I play Titanfall is because, and look, I have no problem admitting this. First off, I don't have time to invest 8-12 hours a day in first-person shooters like your Call of Duty and Halo players. So I'm not as good as they are. The Titan becomes an equalizer for me. I'm good in a Titan.
Yeah.
And so it makes me at least feel like I can compete and not rage
contribute to the team.
Contribute. Right.
Dude, you stomp the yard. I've seen you. I first-handedly have seen you stomp the yard with that freaking thing, man. You're crazy with the Titans. It's pretty sick. And just for anyone to clarify too, I'm definitely not a COD fan. So don't worry about that. I'm not a COD fan at all.
Well, I remember when the game came out, when Titanfall came out, and people were calling it Call of Duty with mechs, right? Well, now it's Call of Duty without mechs.
Yeah.
Call of Duty with the occasional mech. So I'm hoping that by the time I get into this, and maybe tonight, but definitely next weekend, I'll be playing the technical test next week, and I'm hoping that they bring back the timer, because that honestly could be a make or break for me.
Do you know who else is preferring Titanfall 1?
Who?
The grunts. There's barely any grunts in Titanfall 2.
Oh my! Right, there's no the AI. Right, because they get to live.
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad that they came out with this pre-alpha, because all the complaints that people have can be addressed, which is awesome. Because if they would have just come out with a game like this, the game would have been crap.
Well, we're in August. The game comes out.
October, is it?
October?
Those are quick fixes, though. Like the time limit and
the time limit maybe.
And the amount of AI, that could be decent too. They're polishing it pretty much right now.
I'd imagine adding AI is a big deal.
It can be, but depending on how many. There was a lot in the other one, but the thing is about this game too, you got to remember, they even said it in an interview. They said there's not a lot of AI in this game because the whole purpose is they're supposed to be like a third team. They're not a lot like smarter, but they're quite a decent bit smarter. And I've been killed by them a couple times in here. So when you play bounty hunt mode, you're gonna get killed by them a couple times at least.
I love killing grunts.
I do too.
They're fun. They're just kind of a distraction too, because you don't notice the pilot running at you, and you see the grunts like, I'm gonna get a quick couple kills in, and then you're dead. That's why I like the grunts. It makes you focus a little bit more.
Well, the grunts are also, there were also things like the Spectres. You could hijack the Spectres to make them fight for you.
Oh, that was awesome.
Plus everything you killed that kind of dropped the time down on your Titan.
Correct.
Yeah, that was cool. I don't think they have that where you can hack them in here. I don't think they have that.
Yeah, they took that out.
I've never tried.
Didn't they take the burn cards out too?
I've not seen any burn cards.
I don't like the burn
ridiculous.
cards anyway, so I'm happy because what they have now is they have these things that are kind of like kill streaks, and they're called amps. And what you do is when you get them, you can get damage and stuff. Because here's the problem: the first one, everyone would get a burn card and they'd burn right through them. You'd see people who have like the higher end.
I never used burn cards. I just sold them.
The higher end, what do you call it? Like mechs and stuff like that. That'd be better. And then the guns, and it was just there's a lot of. The burn cards were kind of crap in my opinion. Like they never really had any good ones. There was a couple of them.
Oh, the map hacks were awesome. See where the enemies were.
Yeah, the map was good.
Map hacks, yeah.
I usually use the take 40 seconds off your Titan timer, 80 seconds, whatever it was. Things like that.
Yeah, and
I just never bothered with increased gun or whatever. I didn't use those.
I did some of the increased gun, and I did sometimes. I mean, man, if I could call an Atlas right at the beginning of the game, I called an Atlas at the beginning of the game.
Sometimes that was a game changer right away.
Absolutely.
Boom, you got to tighten it, and you can start dominating, especially if it's like a hard point or something like that.
So yeah, I mean, and those, yeah. So and now the other thing that I read was does it sound like they took out attrition?
No, just for the alpha.
Just for the alpha. So attrition will be a game mode.
Did they, or was there a replacement?
They have right now. They have a mode called. They have 3 modes. They have pilots versus pilots, which is no Titans at all. That's where
which is like every mode.
Which is where COD players would go. All right, and then they have bounty hunt, which is AI and enemies and Titans and everything, and stuff. It's pretty cool, and you like turn in the bounties after you get the kills. And then they have the other mode, which is the hard point, which you like, which is the bases, you cap them and stuff like that.
I hope they have that Frontier Defense or whatever it was called, wave-based kind of defense game. That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
I don't
know. It was like Frontier Defense or something.
I know what you're talking about. We usually played attrition or hardpoint, so I don't know that many people that played the Frontier Defense.
I did.
Oh, I loved attrition too.
No wonder you hated the game, Joe. Good God, man.
Joe hates everything.
No, I only play.
He wakes up and starts hating.
Joe never called it beautiful.
Oh man. Yeah, no, the game is crap.
The first game I had on my Xbox One when I bought it was Titanfall. I bought the Titanfall bundle.
You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, Drakey.
It was beautiful. I loved it.
Breaking my heart.
I called it beautiful every day.
Breaking my heart, man.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not going to pre-order. And All-Star made a good point. It's like, there will be a trial in EA Access.
Yeah,
so you can try it for an hour or so.
That's true.
That's a
good 10 hours or something.
Yeah, I guess this will be part of EA Access, where Titanfall 1 wasn't originally.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have EA Access at that point, but still, originally they weren't even going to add it to the vault. So
yeah. I think maybe dwindling player base made them put it in the vault.
Well, another thing is, guys, did you guys hear what the devs were saying about Titanfall 2, which is pretty cool for me? Like, they said that the first one, they didn't really have their own engine that they could run it off of. They were still trying to fine-tune it, so they couldn't add, like, a bunch of new content to the game. So it was kind of just, like, repetitive. In their words, that's what they said. But this one, they said they're going to, for like, long time, they're going to be adding content to the game, like new stuff, which is great. They're going to be supporting it because they finally got their own engine and they like perfected it, so that's good.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Now, the other thing that I had been reading was there's some issues, and Peter, you put it in the chat room, the party and fire teams.
Oh yeah, it's like the first game you start up, you're together in your fire team, but then the next game, everybody is scattered. So
yeah.
You can end up in opposite teams or in that's
got. I'm hoping that's something that's just a glitch and gets fixed.
Yeah, because HDK ended up being on the other team, and Austin Joe wasn't even in the same match. It's like, where'd y'all go?
Well, remember I backed out. I told you I backed out because we had.
Nobody listens to you.
Yeah. Okay. Dick. Yeah.
All right.
It's
so.
Funny.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, HTK, actually, he was having a lot of problems, though, weren't you? Like, you said that you were also, another problem that you had was, like, you were, like, 20 seconds behind me. Like, I finished the match, and he was 20 seconds behind me.
I think it was a different game. I think
it was Titanfall. It was Titanfall.
It was Need for Speed, I think.
No, it was Need for Speed and Titanfall that both
happened. Titanfall, he ended up getting killed, and it was like 20 seconds later, you're like, ooh, I'm dead, or something like that.
Yeah, that happened, and then also I finished the match, and I was like, oh, man, that was a good match. And he goes, 20 seconds later, you hear him go, wait, you just finished the match? I just finished it barely right now. And I'm like, yeah, I just finished it already. So he was like 20 seconds behind.
My connection is so good that I'm last in the queue to be processed.
Well, and it seems like there's, the opinions also vary in the chat room. So, Jabril says he's enjoyed it. He says it's a little slower, but it's been enjoyable. All-Star Gamer said he was disappointed in it, didn't feel like Titanfall. So, there's Voodoo Rob said Titanfall 1 much better than Titanfall 2. So Mr. Soul, hey, you're guess who's in the chat room there, Drakey? Solo.
Huh.
Dolo Dolo, he's in the chat room with us.
Yeah, I wish I could see right now, but I can't, unfortunately, because I'm on my phone.
So he said Bounty has decent Titans.
Yeah, it does.
You know, one thing I never heard anyone talk about was the grappling hook.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It kind of
I
added
like
a
it
little
too.
bit of, I guess you say, a different feel to the game. It kind of got me getting around places a little bit quicker. But you know, I find as soon as you hit it twice, you know, you get a cooldown. So
Yeah.
you don't go as fast as you want, but it is handy. I liked it. I can't complain about it.
That was good. And I was gonna bring up another thing too. You know how he said that there's a decent amount of Titans in there. It's true, there is. The only thing is though, a lot of people are complaining that there's not so many in there just because of the fact of the game is still fresh right now. A lot of people haven't played it enough. I'm starting to see far more Titans on the field than when it first released. And the thing is, you have to be good to be able to get the Titan. You can't just wait 2 minutes and hide somewhere and then get a Titan.
But what about my easy button that I got from Staples? I'm supposed to hit it and a Titan drops.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. Like a lot of people, you have to be good to get a Titan in there. You have to earn it. That's the thing that I liked about the way that it is. Once you get good enough and you actually perfect the pilot, you can get it. They're not hard. All I've had to do to get a Titan, jump on 1 or 2 Titans, steal the battery from them, place it in my teammate's Titan, or if you don't want to do that, you just get kills. That's all you have to do. And people are not realizing that. People are like, oh man, you know, I can't really end up getting the Titan. There's not enough of them.
There's some people that don't have the time to invest into a game like that to get good enough.
Yeah,
you
but
know, so when they get the
hour.
2-minute Titan drop, they're happy. So
I played
It's
it
just
for
Well,
an
my
also
hour.
there are many more snipers this time because there's no Titans that can go after the snipers.
True.
Kind of be protected and
True,
fire
that's
some
where I
rockets
agree.
their way.
See, part of the issue is people didn't camp as much as you think they did because that game was a lot more running around than. Yeah, I mean,
Nobody sat
eventually,
still. Nobody.
nobody stood still. Eventually, you got caught. Eventually, someone, and if it wasn't a, because remember, when you fired your gun, you showed up on the radar. So
Yeah.
as soon as you showed up on the radar, someone could come and get you.
Yeah.
And
Titan
so,
hunt you down and step on you.
That's
Yeah,
Happens
the
all
one
the
thing I could
time.
say. That's the one thing I could say with the new system that they got. Like I was saying, you could either get good or you could be like the rest of these dummies on there right now, where you want to just camp in a corner and freaking rack up your kills that way.
yeah,
That is true. The new system has kind of promoted camping. That's the only part that I can agree with.
I ran around and earned my
but-
Titans.
But
I
what
didn't
the-
need to
Me
sit.
too. But what the dev said is they're gonna put penalties in there for people who like to camp. That's what they also had said though. People who like to camp in there. So I'm wondering whether that's like, you sit in this area long enough, you're getting booted, or whether you get
Or they
like
show up on the
a
map or
penalty.
something.
Yeah.
You know, just so people can come and get you. I wouldn't mind something like that. You know, if you sit in a spot for too long, you just show, like, everybody can see you.
I guess.
You're screwed then, Mike.
You
You're
guys
screwed.
aren't selling me on this game very well.
I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm not that interested in it myself. I mean, I like it, but not that much that I'm going to try to sell you on it.
This is the stuff. See, and this is what happened to me with No Man's Sky. I was all set to. I was like excited for it. I thought it was gonna be a cool game.
Every video kind of unsold me on that game.
I started watching people stream it, starting with Sean Murray, and I was like, wow.
He looks
I'm not
excited to play it.
Right. And I then saw my buddy Enrique. I watched him stream it, and I was like, wow, he's just walking around shooting the ground and getting things and then now I don't want. Now I'm like over it. I'm over the game. And every time I look, I go on Beam, and I go on Twitch and I watch somebody stream it. I'm like, this is not what I want.
Yeah, you watch it for 5 minutes and you've seen the game. You know, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, HTK dropped it.
That internet at Grey Wolf Lodge. He didn't believe me. All right, so
Singer,
he didn't pay the premium price for it.
Singer, real quick, I was gonna tell you the only thing is though, I'm hoping that at least the Battlefield 1 has good hit detection, man, because that's all I pray for. If it has good hit detection, I think that game's going to be great.
That beta's on its way.
Yeah.
Next week.
Exciting.
After next week.
I don't know. Whenever it comes, I'm ready to play.
I'm ready. I'm ready for Battlefield 1. Although, again, money may force me to miss it. But, we'll see. So, all right. So,
okay, back in the podcast.
We'll do some, and maybe, you know what? Maybe tonight after the podcast, we'll do a little streaming.
Absolutely.
And give people another look at it. Maybe I can be won over. It is one of the few first-person shooters that I really, really enjoyed. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, all right, let's move on. Gamescom 2016 is in the books, and for those of you who slept through it like I did, I mean it's so there was some good stuff that came out of it, but it was really interesting. So nobody had a press conference. Microsoft didn't, Sony didn't, Nintendo of course didn't.
I had one, but nobody showed up.
You didn't tell me when it was. I would have watched it. And I thought it was interesting that Peter Moore from EA said it in an interview that he kind of thought that press conferences were really going away, that nobody needs them anymore. And if people remember, I've been saying that for months now. Actually, I've probably been saying it for close to a year, ever since EA. Well, we know what happened at E3. EA, no press conference, did their own. Not only no press conference, did their own thing, did their own EA Play. Wasn't even in the Staples Center. Was off to the side. Activision, nothing. Konami, nothing. Take-Two, Mafia was there, and that was about it. WWE 2K17 was there. That was about it.
That game, Mafia. Oh, I'm loving it, man.
That game's going to be
so good.
fire.
That
game is going to be so freaking cool.
You know what I'm looking forward to the most? Listening to Creedence Clearwater Revival as I'm driving down the street. Yeah.
Nice.
I'd be able to do that anyway, because
you're old. That's why.
Yeah, but can you do a drive-by while listening to that?
I was going to say background music, but yeah, I'll take old too. And Justin Brown in the
you probably got the record behind you somewhere, don't you? Just pull it out, dust it off.
Yes.
Get the old record player out, put it on.
It's funny because Justin just came into the chat room, and the first thing he said was, "I'm ready for Mafia 3." So nice. One of the first things. So Mafia 3's got people's attention. But anyway, what I was getting at was Peter basically said what I've been saying for a while, and that is, these press conferences are not needed anymore because with the era of YouTube and the era of fan fests, Microsoft had another fan fest at Gamescom for their European fans. And they really look. I'm going to be honest. I have looked. There has not been, and maybe because they're waiting for the September 7th meeting. It seems like all the news that came out of Gamescom came from Microsoft. It's like I'm dying to talk. Well, we'll talk about PlayStation tonight because we all know what just leaked today. So, but it's like it's difficult because they're really not saying anything or talking about anything.
Drake, it was all about them leaks.
Yeah, all about them leaks. There was some stuff that was there. GT was there. They were showing off VR. Apparently, Drive Club VR looks very, very good. And and so
that
they
Star Wars Battlefront VR thing I heard was pretty good too.
Yep. So they're finally refining those experiences, and that's great. But man, it's like everything that I heard. If I heard giant news, it sort of came out of Microsoft's camp. And so it makes it very difficult to cover everybody when
when
you're
nobody
trying,
when one party doesn't want to make news, pretty much.
right? And so it does, to be honest, it does feed into my theory that these shows are going to be less and less and less important as years go on, and you may not even see them in the versions that they've been. Now, I've always reminisced about my days at E3 and the big media conference and all that stuff, and I've had such good memories. And I kept saying the last year or two, hey man, I got one more in me. I've gone for 10 of them. I got one more in me. Let's get going. Let's go. But you know what? It's getting to a point to where I'd rather us go to PAX. I'd rather us go to a place where they're going to have, where it might be more interesting, because E3 and Gamescom don't appear to be as interesting anymore. It just, the things that were, the news that was breaking out of Gamescom, honestly, was, a new expansion for the crew, for example. Don't get me wrong, I like the crew, and this new Calling All Cars is kind of like the which one? How many of you guys downloaded the crew?
I downloaded it.
Okay, cool. So calling all units with cops is what it's called, and it's basically like Need for Speed, the Hot Pursuit part where you're the cop, and that's cool. But that didn't need to be a Gamescom announcement. What else was there? Near Automata.
Trailers.
A bunch of trailers, right? A bunch of new trailers. We did see some new Sea of Thieves footage, and we saw some high quality, unbelievable Forza Horizon 3. Which,
I'm telling you,
oh my God!
That Sea of
I
Thieves,
can't wait for that.
That Sea of Thieves is really getting me pumped, though. Like the Forza Horizon, definitely, but the Sea of Thieves, that is definitely going to be really good. Just the fact that you can go exploring and get on the pirate ship with all of us. I'm sure that you scallywags are going to freaking crash the ship within the first 10 seconds.
I thought you said you were going to be the captain of the ship, so that means you would be crashing it.
Well, I didn't know who was going to actually do it.
I'll probably have to sit there and repair the ship because you freaking drove it into a rock or something. Thought it was a Titanic.
Captain, huh?
Yeah, you don't look like a captain material.
Yeah.
Well, you do. Well, I mean, you do have the hat there, Drake.
Yeah, Captain Drake.
Captain Drake.
Yeah. And that actually does sound like a pirate's name, though. You got to admit, Captain Drake.
Captain Drake. Well, that is true. That is true. Peg leg Drake.
Peg leg Drake. Yeah. Wobble on in.
Put a pirate on his shoulder.
Yeah, you'll be my parrot. Yeah.
It's one of those things I probably have to definitely wait till it gets closer to release and actually watch some gameplay to get a good idea of this game.
Watch the Gamescom gameplay. Now, the only thing that they didn't do, and a lot of us are waiting for like swordplay and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, if they don't have swordplay, I think that I'm just gonna be like, nah, I'm not gonna cruise around in the ship and do a friggin' pirate simulator. Like, forget that. They better have some swordplay in there and scavenging and all that stuff, because if they don't have that, it's a deal breaker for me immediately. I don't want to be playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag all over again, where
I loved Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Where
you
walk around and you have those sword battles, and then I'd say like 70 or 80% of the game you're on your freaking ship trying to ride to the next island. So yeah, I hope that it's not like that. I hope they actually have like sword battles and scavenging and stuff.
Yeah, and so it's funny because so again, the chat room, the great part about having the guys in the chat room talking talking games and having a good time is we have we have some differing opinions even on Sea of Thieves. Yeah. We have a couple of people who are really hyped for it, and a couple of people who are not. And it's hey, look, not every game is for everyone.
Variety is the spice
I'm
of
definitely
life.
borderlined right now. I could go either way.
Variety is the spice of life, my friends.
Absolutely. And so one of the concerns that Jabril is bringing up is that it could get dry, it could dry up like No Man's Sky and The Division and stuff like that. And that's to be fair, that's a valid concern.
That's a logical
Absolutely
concern
it is.
too. That's what I'm actually worried about too. Like, I really am hyped for the game, but like you guys said, wait until it gets a little closer to release. Because honestly, I'm kind of a little freaked out that they haven't showed any, like you said, sword fights in there, or you haven't really like seen any scavenging or pillaging of any places. All you've seen is them ride on a boat and play a freaking whatever that drums and the whatever that instrument is. I don't even pay attention to what those things are. The freaking accordion. Yeah, and then you play like the Flight of the Valkyries.
The drums. I mean the accordion.
No, they do the drums too. No, you can do the drums in there. You can do the drums in there too.
Well, yeah, no, and that is, look, the idea of being a pirate is what really makes it cool for me. Will it dry up? I mean, I'm sure at some point, like every game, it's going to. The question is how fast. I was actually surprised how fast The Division dried up.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Lackluster content,
well,
$50 season pass.
At least HTK and I, we got to play some of the underground, do some missions there, so we got to extend it a little bit.
Yeah,
I haven't played.
Yeah, the underground was good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I heard that. Was good.
It is actually.
I haven't played.
I was just worried.
I haven't played it.
I was just worried about it because, like I told you, I owned it before, man, and that game, it had all the mechanics, it had all the right stuff, everything was good about it, but it suffered from the same thing that Destiny did. And when you come out with a game like that, you need to make sure you have content for those no-lifers who like to play it all day, every single day. And they did not have that at all. Like there was literally not enough content, and it went dry. The river went dry really freaking quick. That was the problem that I had with it. Like it really went dry. And then they charged you, what was it, like $50 or something for the season pass? Like, forget that.
Well, I'll tell you what, and so this is, you bring up a great point, and this is how they can combat that. I don't buy season passes. I really don't. I don't buy season passes.
Neither do I. Not anymore. Not since Ghosts. No way.
And I remember the hoopla over Star Wars Battlefront wanting almost a $60 season pass.
Yeah, if you're in Canada, it was like $70. It's like, no way, I'm not paying that. So it's like a whole new game,
When we talk about games getting dry, and Justin in the chat room says online games always have a dry spot at some point, and that's true. But let's take 343i for a minute. Let's take Halo 5. What did they do that not many others, if any other, developer has done to keep people interested in Halo 5? What have they done?
Free content.
Free content and monthly, pretty much monthly or every other month, coming out with like DLCs and stuff like that, which is
updates
what you
all
need.
the time.
Yeah, which is what you need. Like, and like I agree with him. There are certain spots when games are dry and stuff like that, but literally, definitely, if you look at it, the Division had dry spot, or it was good, then dry spot, then a DLC came out, then dry spot, then a DLC came out, then dry spot, then a DLC came out, and then it's dry spot. Like the community dropped off like flies on that, just like they did on Battlefront, and it's because they divide the community with $50 season passes. I purchased them personally, but my friends like you guys who don't, that's like they need to compensate with something. I don't care if they do what Halo did and they add those cosmetic microtransactions, or if they add those little things for random loot crates. I don't care, because that game was not mainly competitive though. It's more like if you were in the Dark Zone, that was fine, but if they add that and they gave you free DLC, that doesn't bother me. I'd rather them do that than have freaking $50 season passes, honestly. I'm tired of seeing those. It's ridiculous.
And that's what Halo changed. And look at Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is doing free content as well. Now they do have
you just
DLC.
gotta spend a little bit of time getting the stuff, but It's still free.
Exactly, and it's because they have microtransactions. I know a lot of people hate microtransactions, but the developers don't need to make their money back for the content that they are, working on and stuff. It's either you pay the $50 season pass or 30 or whatever, or you pay microtransactions. These days, games are even harder to make than they've ever been before. So you have to do one or the other, or there's no reason they're not going to make them. It's just going to stay like that.
And by the way, we want to welcome in Enrique Castellanos from the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, formerly of Next Level Gaming as well. What's up, brother?
Gentlemen, what's going on tonight?
Good. Sneaking in here like a ninja, are you?
I am like a ninja.
Yeah,
I seen you pop in.
Yeah, well, I was going to join earlier, but I couldn't, and the wife fell asleep, so...
Nice.
How's the baby? How's the baby?
Baby's good. Baby's doing well.
Sleeping through the night yet?
No.
No.
Yeah.
You poor parents. Trust me,
Well, you've been there, Mike.
Yeah, 3 times I have, yes, just like you. Just like you.
You never get used to it.
Well, we just he turned 2 earlier this week. I just came from Spencer's birthday party at my parents' house, so we're already at 2 years old. Time has flown.
My youngest turns 9 in it's a few days now.
Yeah. So by the way, Enrique, I'll show you. So I showed it at the beginning of the. In case you didn't see the pictures, here's the David Jaffe.
Oh, nice.
And he signed the back too.
Oh, dude, that is so awesome.
Yeah, that was great. I cannot thank you enough for including me in that podcast when he was on, because if you didn't, this wouldn't have happened.
No, man, absolutely, man. My pleasure. Anytime, man.
Yeah. So we were just talking about Gamescom, and we were talking about the lack of real big news out, and we sort of got to on this thing about season passes and Halo 5 and stuff. We were. How do we even get there? Because now
I don't know.
I don't remember how we even got this far.
You guys were just saying that you guys don't buy season passes and stuff like that. So.
Oh, you know why? Because the crew is coming out with a new expansion. Yeah. So, which I don't think...
Yeah, it's your fault. You sidetracked us.
I did. Well, no, I know. But if I remember correctly, I don't think they put a price on it. Is this a free expansion?
No idea.
I don't know. Probably not.
You're thinking of Ubisoft, even though they're one of my favorite companies because they have one of the best stealth IPs, Splinter Cell. That I still, they're not going to give you it for free. Just not going to happen. They're milking that game for everything it's worth. By this time, they should have already come out with another one.
What, another crew?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years, hasn't it? 2 or 3 years?
I have no idea.
I think it came out last year.
Don't pay much attention. I've been waiting for Horizon 3.
If
that's on my mind, Horizon.
Did it come out last year? Yeah, it did. Okay.
Yeah,
that's my mistake. Yeah, no, it did come out last year. It just seems forever. Like, if you really look at the quality of that game, I don't see it. I don't feel it at all.
It is free.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's free. You're correct, but I was one of the dummies who bought it on day one.
I got a buddy on PlayStation that bought it, and he felt ripped.
Well, and then the Wild Run came out, and all the look, give Ubisoft credit for doing this. They knew that the game had issues. They did a graphical overhaul to the game for free. And people would say, well, it should have been like that the first way. Well, they could have just released a game and said, well, there you go, have at it.
I like when Dying Light actually did the upgrade on the visuals. That was really nice. When they released the following, I think it was.
Yep.
And so the fact is they revamped the game. The game is fun. I don't know, Drake, do you just not like the game?
I actually, it's the reason, all right. The reason why I'm so hard on it is because I do like the game. I think that they shouldn't have made you pay for the Wild Run thing. Like, I think they should have just added the freaking microtransactions and stuff like that in there somehow, some way, added something in there at least, so if people who really liked that game that much wanted to buy it, those people had the option to do it. Like with Rainbow Six, how they had that kind of stuff, and then just give us the DLC for free, because it really irritates me to see them do that, and then I have to pay extra money just to play a game like that. Like, the game is good already. I don't want to have to pay any more to it than I already did. Like I'm not trying to do that really anymore.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, well, so again, they revamping the graphics, and then now that this expansion's going to be free, so that's, I mean, they're at least attempting to come back into that, try to regain some of that trust with the people who bought the game.
Yeah.
So,
well,
and we'll definitely be streaming that expansion, by the way, when it comes out November 29th.
Oh, you getting that, Mike?
I already have the cruise, so it's a free. It's free.
Oh, nice.
okay.
I like free.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I just looked
So I'm
on.
watching some weird game show on TV. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're doing.
How many
Free
game shows do
cheap.
you have up in Canada?
I don't know. It's just whatever's on TV. I have to change the channel eventually. I don't like game shows.
By the way, Enrique, sorry, tonight is Turkey Hill Raspberry Tea Night.
I'm drinking H2O.
Dude, Turkey Hill raspberry tea is actually pretty good. I've had it.
It is. It's very addicting. I can drink it by the gallon.
Oh yeah, you go to that shit like water.
Oh, well, mostly because I ran out of Yingling.
Because you drink too much.
It's funny, the only times that I ever remember to get my Arnold Palmer drinks out of the fridge is whenever I play my freaking Rory McIlroy 16. That's the only time ever.
By the way, just a little slightly off track, and then we're gonna get back to back on track. Justin and Jabril are hyping up Ghost Recon, and yeah, Ghost Recon's. Yeah,
that game looks
Virtual
good.
fist bump.
That game looks good, man. It really does. Like I said, I'm hard on Ubisoft because they have some solid IPs, and when they mess up, it freaking hurts me, man. Like I love Ghost Recon, love Splinter Cell, love what they're doing with Assassin's Creed now that they're skipping a year. I love that, and then I also love the Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is my favorite shooter that has ever come out. So I mean, they got like all my favorite IPs up in there.
I like them. I'm fans. So.
Yeah, definitely a big list of games from Ubisoft that I love playing.
Yeah,
especially Rainbow Six.
Which is funny because everybody panned their E3 press conference, and I'm like one of the only people on the planet that seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it.
Yeah,
it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Watch Dogs 2, it's going to be the two best open world games to me, in my opinion. Again, just in my opinion. Watch Dogs
an hour on
and
Watch
Mafia.
Dogs 1.
Watch Dogs 2 and Mafia are going to be my two like top open world games. Those are going to be absolutely outstanding because they actually listen to the fans. Ubisoft is trying to change and stuff like that because before they were looked at, even though they are money hungry, they were looked at as money hungry, and they're trying to change their image a little bit more and stuff like that. So,
well, they need to make sure that they keep the shareholders happy before what's their faces buys them out.
Every now and then they need a kick in the butt to get them back on track. Every company does.
Well, certainly. So
just like getting Mike back on track. Here, virtual kick.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get back on track here.
Let's get back on track.
So 10:30.
Were you guys talking about Gamescom or?
We were talking about Gamescom and just kind of in general. So before you jumped in, we were talking about Gamescom not having, nobody had a press conference. Now the stats that I did read on Gamescom was that numbers-wise, because it's open to the public, it was a huge show. 800 exhibitors had the most fans of any show, of course, because it's open to the public. But as Peter Moore kind of agrees with me in an interview, the press conferences are really no longer relevant. They're just not. They're not relevant anymore because every schmo with a webcam and with a camera on their phone can go in and look at all this stuff. Microsoft has a fan fest. Every company that puts out a game there has a YouTube trailer for it, so you don't have to sit there and watch YouTube trailers, on the big screen. You watch them whenever you want. So, it's almost like Gamescom becomes a giant PAX to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, the things that they showed, like I said, we were talking about, and the reason the crew came up and the reason season passes and all came up was simply because that was one of the announcements that came out of Gamescom was the expansion for the crew. And then Nier Automata, which is one of Square Enix's new games that was originally coming out for the PS4, they're adding Steam to that. So that's also coming out to So I will be making my attempt. I don't know how successful I will be. Hopefully, by the time it comes out, NLG will be big enough that Square Enix will pay attention to us.
Enrique, you ready for that?
If not, I'll
Deus
stand in
Ex?
front of their headquarters waving signs saying NLG on it. Pay attention to us!
Enrique,
Yeah, what's up, man?
are you ready for that Deus Ex game to come out?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
buddy.
can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Now, do you know whether or not it comes out tonight at 12 o'clock? Because I know that it says the 23rd, but I'm guessing that's for disc only or something like that. Because on the store it says the 22nd. So I have no idea. On the store it says the 22nd. Maybe they might have a digital.
Maybe it's preloaded on the 22nd.
Because I already pre-downloaded it.
Oh, you pre-downloaded it? Yeah,
I already pre-downloaded it. I'm curious because if I can play it tonight, I'm gonna stream that.
Yeah, I don't know. If that's true, man,
late.
I'll just get the digital version.
Yeah, my girl's working late tonight, so I'm gonna be able to play it without any disturbances.
The only way to game without disturbance.
Exactly. Yeah, well, if that's the case, man, definitely do it tonight.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be streaming tonight if that's the case, because I'm telling you, man, the Deus Ex 1 was, oh man, the best. I'm telling you, that thing was fire. So if this one apparently is going to be even better. People said just the plot is a little bit different, not as much conspiracy.
Yeah.
So Go ahead, Mike. So other things that came out of Gamescom. I just wanted to try to move us along.
There's other things?
Yes,
Damn.
there were. So Forza Horizon 3.
Oh yeah.
Such a nice.
Oh my God, man! I had to watch that trailer like 4 or 5
times. Looks so good.
It looks
I have to speak for Peter. Such a nice.
Such a nice. You know what though? I'm gonna have to unfortunately pass on that game though.
No.
Yeah,
You just made me sad.
No.
Well, let me tell you why. Too many too many shooters coming out. That's why. Because I have Gears coming out, Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and I'm thinking about picking up Call of Duty this year.
Yo, I'm probably gonna pick it up too, just for the remaster. Like,
yes.
Call me.
That'd be the only reason I get it right. There's a remaster.
Anyone can call me stupid if they want, but I'm telling you, the 4 was amazing, and I would not mind it remastered. The only thing I am upset about is the fact that if you get 4, if on Xbox you cannot play the story until a month or whatever after, because PlayStation does have exclusive rights to the story for an extra month or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, I heard that too. I don't
Is
know
that
if
true?
it's
I didn't
true
hear
or not.
that.
I heard it a while ago, but I don't know if it's true or not.
You get the multiplayer, and then they kind of divide it, which I don't understand how they would do that, but that's weird. But yes, Forza Horizon, I'm definitely looking forward to. If you guys, I don't know if you've seen it, Mike, or not, check out the video that Xbox On did on YouTube.
I did. Yoda, believe me, I have seen all the. I've seen them all.
He's drooling, you can tell.
I mean, it's a great looking game. Yeah. I mean, hands down, it's just beautiful.
I can't believe you're going to pass that up over another Call of Duty game. That's.
I know. Well, you know what? It's the remaster. That's a tipping point for me.
Exactly. Me and
I know
you.
I know what's going to happen. I'll get Forza Horizon 3. I'll play it for like 2 weeks, and then I'll put it down because I'm going to be playing another shooter.
I'm telling you, me and you, Enrique, Gears and freaking COD, man.
Yes.
COD 4.
I'm all in for Gears. I think we're all.
Yeah, Horde mode.
Horde
holy
mode,
shit.
yeah, dude. What is it, 4.0? Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be fire.
I like.
Yeah.
Mr. Like.
Well, what I like is that it's not as much of a tower defense kind of thing anymore like the third one was. That was too much tower defense. Sit in one spot and have to defend it.
Yeah. Well, man.
Lots of good games, too little time, too little
That's,
cash.
that's the issue. There's just some. I'm so backlogged. It's ridiculous.
Well,
Like I just
and that's
picked up,
another problem. It's a
Yeah.
whole other problem.
I
But
I
just
hear
picked
you.
up, I just picked up Bastion and what's it called? Transistor for like $8.
all right. Well,
Nice.
man, good thing Below's been delayed again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing.
That's disappointing. You know what else is disappointing? No release date came out of Gamescom for Cuphead.
No,
Now,
I know,
Yeah.
what's up with that?
So I know what the deal is. I just don't know why they can't at least give us an idea. Well, hey, you know, we talked about this last year, so let me now that I think about it in real time, let me not act like a hypocrite here. Because last week I said, you know, people shouldn't. We talked about release dates and how
Yeah.
and that kind of thing and delays. But the thing with Cuphead is, if you guys remember, it was originally just a boss rush game. Once Microsoft got involved in helping develop and publishing the game, Studio MDH, I think that's how they went back to the drawing board and are working on actual platforming for it. So it's going to be more than just a boss rush game. They're kind of molding it into a full-on.
Yeah, they're expanding the game type deal.
Adding sort of like an Ori and the Blind Forest bit to it, you know, beyond. Well, maybe not an Ori type, but a 2D platforming to go along with the boss rush. So that's what's taking so long. It's just man.
You can see definitely why they delayed it at first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather them not announce anything until there's something to announce, and then
Yeah,
also,
Yeah.
and also,
Yeah,
you know
I
what
agree.
else? Another thing. I'm a big time. I remember being a kid playing Banjo-Kazooie. That ukulele game looks so freaking sick. I'm pumped for that.
And there was a new trailer at Gamescom for that.
I saw it, man. My eyes were glued to that. The only thing, you know, I'm one of the biggest Gears dudes that you will ever meet. I did not look at any Gears footage from Gamescom on purpose because
Me either.
I wanted to surprise myself with that.
I'm finding myself now. Tell me, and Peter, I don't know. You fell asleep?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
He's still
he's still there. He's trying to be quiet because the rest of the
he's
family.
going down a water slide while we're talking.
Right.
Yeah,
He's going into the. He's going into
Guys,
the.
I'm really not
vortex.
having a good time here. Whee! Splash!
He's going
Let
into
me towel me up.
That really wasn't that fun, guys. I gotta go again.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, go through the vortex. That's a good ride.
I love his mushroom avatar.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that too. That's pretty cool.
So, where was I? Oh man.
Something about mushrooms.
Yeah. No.
No, you're talking about not looking at Gears
Not
of War
looking at
stuff.
footage. So I don't know about you guys, but other than games like Forza and Sea of Thieves and stuff that is kind of open-ended, I have really not watched as much campaign footage of games as I used to in the past. Like, I'm trying to avoid, like, I know Gears is going to be hot fire, so there's no reason for me to ruin my experience by watching some campaign gameplay. How are you guys feeling about current stuff like that? Are you are you also, like Joe and I are doing, are you trying to avoid watching that stuff?
Yeah, I usually don't watch all the trailers, for the games. Sometimes I just like get an idea. Okay, this is what the game looks like, how it plays. All right, I like it. I don't need to see much else on top of that. Especially campaign. Like, I like seeing multiplayer action mainly.
Yeah.
I'll watch it if I'm not sure about the game.
That's what I was doing. Too.
Yeah, me too.
Gears is too important to me for me to watch everything on it, because all the stuff they probably showed at least almost half the game within all those things that they've showed. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to know how to get around this corner and up this ledge. I want to be surprised. I want to be like, man, how do you do that? This kind of, puzzles me. I need to figure out how to do this. I'm tired of looking at things and knowing how to do them as soon as they come out. It's just ruining it for me, the whole experience. So I kind of stopped watching those videos altogether.
And that is the downside of YouTube. That is. So, Peter, are you watching anything, or are you just kind of hanging back because you know what you want?
I know what I want, and if there's anything like Mafia, I'm not quite sure, so I'll watch some more. Yeah.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Yeah. Just to make sure. But yeah, what Mike said is like, I don't want to get spoiled too much. Otherwise, it's like a movie. You see the trailers and it's like, oh yeah, it's a very good movie. You watch the movie and only the funny parts are, the parts that were in the trailer. So.
Right. Actually, one video I seen today was Agony. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
No.
I did not look that game up. The PlayStation 4 game?
I have no idea what it's on. I was just browsing Real Games Media, and I seen it like, oh, this kind of looks cool. So I watched it, and it's like a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. I haven't watched it, but I did see it pop up on my YouTube.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I like the looks of it, but it doesn't really show gameplay, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
See, not showing gameplay could be okay. It
gives you an idea what the game could be, but it could be just overhyping what the game actually is. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I like to see more on that, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not really watching that many more Gears of War trailers just because I know what to expect. Yeah. I've seen enough to like kind of formulate an opinion.
I mean, it's Gears. It's solid gold, man.
Yeah, unless they show like some new multiplayer footage, then I would probably check it out. But
yeah,
other than that, I'm just waiting for it. I can't wait.
I haven't even looked at any of the new levels that they've been showing. Like, I literally want everything for the first time ever this year to be like a surprise to me. Like, I only look up the details, like what they've added since the beta and all this other stuff. Like, I've looked up that, but nothing about the levels or anything that can help me have an advantage over people who don't look at it. I'm going to go in there blind on purpose because that's the way that I'm going to start liking to play games. Just brand new, nothing seen at all from it. Unless I'm curious, like HTK.
Yeah, I can see that. You just want to be surprised.
Yeah. Especially with something like that. That's my favorite game. I would not own an Xbox today if it was not for Gears of War.
Hey, just real quick on a side note. So our good friend and of course, man behind the logo, Graphic God is in the chat room. He said, "Jason, please let me fix your avatar." Oh, you were funny.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And
if he wants to fix it or make me a brand new one, I'd be more than appreciative.
You'd welcome it.
I would definitely welcome it.
Well, we need to make Drake something that says.
Oh yeah, you never call me beautiful.
You never call me beautiful no more.
When you say it, you got to say you can't say more. You have to say
Mo.
Mo.
You gotta say
no
Mo.
Mo.
Yeah.
No Mo.
No
Drake,
Mo.
I love how serious you are in your picture, by the way.
He's always serious.
You're like, what?
Yeah, he said Thug Life came to him.
Nah, Drake, you're so serious in the picture, man. I love it, man. It's great.
Well, if you see my Twitter pic, oh wait, did I remove that one? I think I did. I think I removed it. I had like a geeky smile on my face. Usually I don't put that in pictures, but
Yeah.
So other things from Gamescom that came about. I don't know if you guys, how many of you guys are FIFA fans? Or have?
Well, I'm only a FIFA fan if it's on EA Access and it's free. That's it.
I'm only a fan if it's free.
Only a fan if it's free. Well, they're working with they're bringing the Frostbite engine into FIFA 17.
Yep.
Be the first game in the series that has Frostbite.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. I'm telling you, it's gonna be huge.
Is it gonna be tactical cover based?
Yeah, we got some FIFA fans in chat.
Cover
good son.
Tactical cover-based soccer.
Yeah, I'm gonna be engineer class.
I think
Nice.
They definitely cover it.
Goalie class.
Different way of
Goalie
covering.
class.
I'm surprised no one has joked that the game will be 900p on the PS4 and 720 on the Xbox One.
Is it really?
Wouldn't it be up-res to 4K on the Xbox One?
I'm saying because every other Frostbite game has no idea how to use the hardware correctly.
Mike, you know it'll be 4K on the Xbox One S. You know that, right? Don't even joke about that.
Going to be, right.
Don't even joke. 4K all the way.
Right. Native upscaled 4K.
Native upscale 4K.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, let's move off of Gamescom because I'm ready to move on.
Uh-oh.
Right.
And in fact,
4K
Senjutsu
60
Sage,
frame per second.
he just segued it for us.
Wait,
4K, 60
just-
frames per second on Scorpio.
Can I just say something, Mike?
Yes, please.
I thought Sunday was supposed to be like a day of rest and a day of just relaxation. The gaming, everyone in the gaming industry is, enjoying
Welcome
their
to
weekend.
social media.
And then, every Sunday, it's like we get some kind of leak.
Right. Why do you think I like being on Sunday, man? Could you
Mike,
imagine if what we had today leaked today and I was still on Friday nights? I'd have to wait all week to talk about it.
Mike, we need to combine our powers, Mike, and just start the GNN network.
Yes. Yes. We need to put our funds together and buy G4 and bring it back.
We do. Sundays would be our biggest news night.
Oh my God, yeah. So let's go through the Xbox side first, and then we'll talk because I do want to. We're gonna go over 90 minutes. I'm sorry, but I want to keep it as.
You can talk real fast. We got 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes.
Let's do this.
9 minutes.
All right. So, our good friends over at Tick Podcast are. Hey, those guys do great work. We're happy to have them around Wonder Twin Powers.
Awesome.
And they interviewed Albert Pinello this past week, and Albert, who is known for I'm not going to say controversial statements because
there's no way we're giving up 30% power.
Right. Look, I like Albert. Albert's a good guy. I don't. Some of that stuff is just ridiculous. Ridiculous jealousy and just a bunch of people who just. Yeah, Albert's a great guy, and so he. He was on Tick, and he proclaimed to all the world, no faceplates.
There we go.
And so I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out. I'm not getting one.
I canceled my pre-order.
I canceled my pre-order. I canceled my non-existent pre-order.
Exactly.
No
faceplates. Need Scorpio. No faceplates. Yeah. No faceplates. I was excited for that.
My wall of faceplates is worthless.
Mike, did you have faceplates on your original 360?
Hang on.
He's got like a whole wall of them.
I had a few back in the day.
It's right next to his.
You're making me dizzy, Mike. Holy gee.
Right next to his vinyl collection of the Bee Gees.
Quick, bring me to the bathroom. I'm going to get sick.
Look on the wall there, HDK.
Oh, you smoked. Well, you make up for the rest of us, I think.
Yeah, I think he does.
I had 0.
No, I have
a few.
I have a nice collection of faceplates, including the E3 2015. I got a Mad Catz E3. I've got Gears of War. I got a Madden 16. I got the Outfit, which was a pretty good game back in the day. I got a Viva Pinata. And here, as I rip my headset out. Hold on.
Oh, he's getting more stuff. He's going to show us some stuff. What do you got back there?
Sorry. One of my first faceplates.
Such a nice.
Such a nice.
Handed to me by Larry himself. Outside the, wow, where was that? I think it was the Kodak Theater that year.
E3.
Yep.
E3.
I thought it was the event in the desert.
No, that was the I was not at that event. Not Ground Zero. The hell was that called? Something Zero.
I have no idea. I can't remember.
Anyhow, so anyway, that wasn't the news. We know that wasn't the news.
Let's get right into the news.
So, nobody really knows.
60 frames a second.
Texas.
Make America great again. Xbox Scorpio.
Right. Xbox Scorpio 4K. 60 frames, Texas. So.
You guys, they lie. It's only going to do 59 frames.
6 teraflops.
Well, right.
5.9 teraflops. So don't hype it up any more than what it is.
So, okay. Now, he said that the console would be capable of doing 4K at 60 frames per second. However, he did also say not every developer was going to take advantage of that.
They're not mandating it.
In
They're
any
not
way they
mandating.
want.
Right, they're not mandating it.
They can add extra fireworks in there, some confetti, whatever they feel like.
Yeah, higher
Right.
resolution, higher texture, more textures.
Right.
They can put Mike into the game, If he takes up all, the 6 tower flops right there, we got Mike in the game.
Mike would require cloud processing.
Yeah.
That must be why my pitcher sucks.
The gray hair simulator.
Gray hair simulator.
Wow.
Don't worry, Mike. I got gray hair myself, so I'm kind of laughing at myself while I'm laughing at you.
At least we have hair, right?
Yeah, I'm losing some of mine.
There you go.
It's going back a little more every day.
Every day.
My wife tells me every day. Today she even told me when she's cut my hair. You're getting more bald spots. Yeah, thank you. That's what
my wife,
I wear a hat.
My wife used to start picking them out of my head. Oh look.
You don't need this.
Yeah. Let's see. This one is Jacob. This one is Seth. This one is Spencer. This one is my wife. So, anyway.
This one is social media.
Right. This one is social media. So what he said was that 4K 60 is what the thing could do, but
it was like the hardware goal, wasn't it? That he said.
Yeah,
he said
their
you
goal.
have to have a goal.
Yeah,
and
like
so
1080p 60 will be a goal to 4K 60.
Right. Which still does me no good because.
Which means if it's not
I only got a
1080 60,
1080p
it's not
TV.
going to be 4K 60. Could be
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. This goes back to this resolution crap that I hate so much. It really does. Frostbite will not run on it. We know that. Frostbite will not run on the Scorpio.
Frostbite will run 2K.
720p.
No, it will.
720p, 31 frames per
now
second.
900p.
Right. It'll be not right. God. So what he said was the goal is you could take the same level of graphics, the same frame rate, the same lighting effects, same number of enemies, same number of AI, and bring that to 4K without compromise. But if somebody wanted to enhance a piece of that, more AI, better AI, more lighting, as Enrique said, bigger textures,
Little
things
green
like
goblins.
Better
little green
textures.
goblins. Yeah, textures, better textures. Textures.
I want some textures toast.
I want some textures. You can do that, and you can do it at 1080p, and then have the game use. So what he's saying is we're going to get games at all kinds of resolutions, which is amazing to me that people are okay with, considering that now any game that's not 1080p is frowned upon, unless it's EA DICE and then you buy it anyway.
People got me confused now.
Yeah, so
It's one thing one day, something else the next, and okay.
Of course, the internet went crazy and called him a liar and said, this because obviously he doesn't.
Because we know better than him.
Right. He doesn't work on the device. He doesn't work on it at all.
Does he work at Microsoft?
I don't think so. I think he works.
He couldn't.
No, I think he sells TVs at Best Buy.
Yeah, I think that's what he does. Yeah.
So.
But some games journalists might know better because they work at Microsoft, don't they? Build this thing.
Yeah, right. Sage says fully uncompressed pixels.
Yeah, right.
The best pixels you'll ever see in your life.
Fully uncompressed. Pixels.
I like those compressed pixels though.
And I gotta say, I
pre-order canceled.
Sage, it used to be. I haven't been on because you guys know I don't frequent Trio Chaff anymore. And
it's good you don't go there anymore, by the way.
Yeah, he used to post a lot there, and I used to love watching him post because he would oh god, the reactions that he would get from the from his counterparts. If you think my political discussions with him are heated, that's nothing compared to the gaming discussions he's had there, and he'll tell you. Tell him in the chat room there, Sage. Tell him.
Oh, he gets week-long bans.
Oh God, it's horrible. So I'm glad he's here because here he can talk and we won't ban him.
No.
So Eric said teraflops breakfast cereal, sugary
Yeah, I
goodness.
caught that one earlier. I was kind of giggling about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Jabril makes a good point. He says we can barely get 1080p 60 constantly at high settings on a console. Would rather have other assets enhanced first before trying to achieve 4K 60. I agree, and I would agree a lot more if I wasn't happy with what I had. See, and they did say. They are continuing to say that the Scorpio is going to be a premium product. Like this
Premium
is not
price.
This is not gonna. This console is. Give me all of you right now, starting with you, Jason. Give me what you think the price of this thing's gonna be, based on what you heard Albert say.
Since I hear premium, I'm thinking I'll say Canadian dollars because, it's like what $1 is like 500 Canadian, so it's probably going to be, I don't know, my paycheck for the year.
$7,000.
Realistically, I think maybe $6.99 US.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's what I'm thinking.
That would be expensive.
Kaz Hirai is going to come out and announce that.
Yeah, he's going to tell you to get a second job.
Yeah.
Get 4 jobs.
Oh man, HDK, what'd you say?
$5.99.
Okay. Joe?
I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be $5.99 also.
Enrique?
$2.99.
No.
No, I'm just joking. I'm totally joking.
$2.99.
What are you drinking?
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know what? I also
We're
think
throwing our money away today.
Yes.
Here you go, everybody. Here's a Scorpio for you and you and you.
Right. Look under your chairs. We all get a Scorpio.
So here are my thoughts. I think I think it should launch at 500. But it sounds like this thing could be 600. I think it's probably going to be about 600.
All right, I'm opening up to the chat room as well.
I see a $6.99 range in there.
Yeah.
Rogue One says he's thinking $6.99 range.
I would love it if it was like $500. I would absolutely love it if it was in that price range.
That would be a nice sweet spot.
I have a feeling it might be more though.
See, I think it's going to be 600. The only reason why is because this is going to be like as powerful as some of the most high-end PCs. So that's the thing.
Well, when it comes out, though, it probably won't be as powerful as most of the high-end PCs because you got to believe there's going to be new graphics cards and stuff out.
Yeah, that's true, but like it'll be, at least it'll be able to play 4K, and I'm saying like right now it doesn't matter. All the consoles have always been behind in general, always behind the PC.
Well, but remember, we don't have any specs yet other than teraflops. Like there's no GPU, there's no CPU yet, so we have no idea what. And it's if it's holiday 2017, this thing's not going into production until springtime.
And please don't let it be a Jaguar CPU. Those things are so booty.
I'm hearing Zen, but that's
I
just
hope it's Zen.
Did you just say booty on my podcast?
I did say booty.
Nothing wrong
That's
with booty.
the word. That's the BRAP word of the week.
It is booty.
Booty. Now,
Yeah. But
coming in from chat, we have. Let's see. So we said Ogwan said $6.99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were just about to say. Sen's saying $4.79.
Sen, yeah. Sen's got insider knowledge.
$479.99. Can't forget that 99 cents. That's a big deal right there.
$4.80. I'm out.
Yeah, that dollar more. Can't afford that now.
Justin Brown says $5.49. I could see that. And All Star Gamer says between $4.99 and $5.99.
There's some nice guesses in there, reasonable guesses.
Also, Sage says he heard at E3 that it will be Zen.
Such a nice.
We also got to remember this thing's going to be powerful enough to run VR too.
Yep, yeah. Which True Gamers just said, and he says $5.99.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm thinking if this thing can run VR, 600 is probably realistic, you know.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is a high-end premium device, so.
Yeah, Ogwan was asking, wasn't the Xbox One Elite console $499.
I believe it was.
Yeah, but what did they have to lead extra? It was
Yes.
the what's it called? The controller and a larger hard drive. Like
Well, it had
what was it?
it had a
hard drive?
hybrid. It had the hybrid hard drive, and it had an
Yep.
Elite controller.
Yep.
I can't remember. I can't remember whether or not it was a 2 terabyte or a 500.
I think it was 1 gig. Wasn't it 1 gig?
Was it
I think,
1
it was
gig?
I think it was a 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte. Sorry.
And your games
Yeah.
loaded faster.
I think you're right. I think it was 1 terabyte, and it had the Elite controller, which in and of itself is $150.
Yeah, I think it was
So-
like $549 here in Canada. I think that's the price.
Hmm.
But this is going to be a high-end gaming console. I mean, obviously that's evident here. But I mean, I would rather see, because I feel like we haven't really hit like 1080p 60 frames of this current gen, and when he said, we're not mandating to game developers that they have to use, that they can basically utilize. He said this, they can utilize the 6 teraflops any way they want. I would rather see them do something 1080p, native 1080p, and bump up, textures, improve lighting. I mean, can you imagine
AI.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine the kind of games we could get, the kind of graphics?
Oh, I prefer them to do it that way too.
Yeah, and at native 1080p, I mean, I mean,
they can upscale it to 4K if they want. Like
If they
what the
wanted to,
Xbox
but-
One S does, right?
I think they
that'd be-
should too.
So that way, the people with 4K displays get the 4K, and people with 1080p get enhanced pictures and whatever.
I think they should too, but you already know that most of the devs are going to be trying to push the 4K because 4K is becoming huge now, so it's getting pretty big.
I mean, it's the next, I understand it's the next standard, but there's only about 1 million 4K TVs sold in the U.S.
Yeah, but the
I mean-
price of 4K TVs is insanely low.
No, it
Yeah.
is low, but
I would
mean,
imagine that's gonna because you know what happens every year, Super Bowl time, TV
Yeah.
sales go through the roof. This appears to be that a different.
But Mike, how many people have 1080p TVs already that are ready to upgrade?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what we don't know. That's what I'm saying.
that's
We
what
don't know.
And look, I've said it before. My TV's going to have to literally catch on fire before I can replace mine. I mean,
Oh, Mike, we can make that happen.
Yeah, we
I
can
can
make that happen.
We got connections.
Mike, we can make it look like an accident.
You got good insurance, Mike?
Hold up, guys.
Hey,
I'm
by the
gonna
way,
say bye to my girl, real quick.
all
She's
right,
going
hey.
to work.
Bye, Drake's girlfriend.
Yeah, by Drake's
Hi,
girlfriend.
Drake's girlfriend.
Hey, Mike, real quick.
We'll miss you.
Sen brings up a great point in the live chat. He's saying, don't buy 4K TV unless it supports both Dolby Vision and HDR10. And that's actually a great point because you're not going to get the benefits of the Xbox One Slim in HDR if you get a TV that doesn't support Dolby Vision
Right.
and HDR10.
No, very much so. And see, again, look. What I have heard, and I think we all have heard the same thing, is that the S model is selling extremely well, and Microsoft appears to be extremely happy with their S sales. And in fact, the 2 terabyte one's done. It's sold, gone. The 1 terabyte and the 500 gig are coming out shortly. And the Gears 2
days, actually.
terabyte. Yep. And then the Gears 2 terabytes coming, but the white 2 terabyte, bye, you missed it. And that's hey, more power to them if they. I have no reason to buy one. I have no reason whatsoever. I don't have a 4K TV. If I was buying a brand new console, if I didn't already have an Xbox One, yes, because then it could always, you could always move move up with it. But as a current owner, it doesn't do anything for me. So
Yeah,
and
same
kind
here.
of.
No need for it unless I wanted another Xbox, and that would be into my bedroom so we could watch Blu-rays upstairs. because our Blu-ray player is kind of biting the dust.
That would be the other reason. So you do bring up that. That would be another reason if I wanted to.
But I don't think I'd be playing games on it though.
Yeah.
It'd just be mainly for Blu-ray. Maybe the odd game.
Hey, Mike, by the way,
yeah, I'm gonna play the game up here. Hee hee. She doesn't know. Yeah, until I get kicked in the back of the head. What are you doing, waking me up?
by the way, you still can find in some places the Xbox One S 2 terabyte model.
Oh yeah, they still got some here where I live.
Yeah, like where I live in Best Buy, they have them. Eric just mentioned in the chat his local Best Buy has a few too.
Yeah, mine too.
So mine has a few left.
But they're not manufacturing them anymore.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
No. My question is, are they done manufacturing the OG?
Yes.
I think
That's
they've been
what I
done
had
for a
heard.
while. I think that's why they're trying to sell them out cheap, get rid of them.
I think that the S, which it should be, the S should be the de facto Xbox One going forward until Scorpio.
Yeah.
So, and even at that, I think it should be. I think the Xbox One S is going to do much better than the Scorpio because we're talking about premium product versus non.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shannon brings up another great point in the live chat. He's saying it's another format war, similar to Blu-ray and HD DVD. We don't know which one will win between HDR10 and Dolby Vision.
I have not heard any. So let's move on to our final piece, which is Sony's side. I haven't heard anything about Dolby Vision. I don't even know anything about it. I've heard nothing but HDR. I don't know anything about Dolby Vision.
With Dolby, you need to have a chip for encoding and stuff, or decoding.
Yeah,
and HDR you do not.
You do not.
The funny thing is, I never heard about HDR until the Xbox Slim.
Oh man, I am back, and it feels good to have the apartment to myself. I'm telling you.
Party time.
Man.
Order that pizza.
I'm gonna
We're all coming over.
Audio Drakes.
I'm gonna blast some Bone Thugs and Harmony. Tried so hard.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
He's young.
Secretly, he's going to bed to sleep. He's tired.
Yeah. Okay.
Night, Drakey. Bye.
Bye.
And I'm typing this in the chat room. It's weird, actually, not having a Dolby feature not being standard, the current standard.
What did I miss while I was
Interesting.
gone?
Because usually,
we were talking about you and stuff. The
Come
usual.
on. Let's be honest here. Who wouldn't talk about me when I'm gone? I mean, I'm just that freaking amazing.
Hey, Eric in the live chat says, Drake, you better have pants on, brah.
Don't be Winnie the Pooh while you're late. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Man.
I
By the way,
take him off to use the facilities.
that's
right. I'm waiting for the stream. I'm waiting for the stream.
Yeah, let's wait for the stream to start any minute.
But yeah, it's really it is strange though that every time we hear about an audio format, Dolby is usually the de facto standard, whereas right now the industry standard for HDR is HDR10.
Yeah.
And not Dolby.
I wonder if it's a cost thing, maybe
It's a cost
HDR10
because
was a lot cheaper than Dolby, or licensing or something, you know what I mean?
So
I think it has to do with the chip.
Dolby, you need that chip, which is an additional cost. So TVs with the Dolby one, you saw with the Vizio that they added to the firmware that it can also do HDR10 now.
Right.
I think technically the Dolby one is superior over HDR10, but
Oh, it's licensing, by the way. You have to pay for Dolby Vision.
Yeah, so it's a cost thing, definitely. They probably didn't want to raise the price of the Slim any more than what they had to,
That's a good point.
That is. And all right, so moving over to our final piece of news, and so this is the whole reason that I'm glad we're on Sundays.
PlayStation 4 Slim.
Slim, Texas. So I present to you, courtesy of this guy on Twitter, the PlayStation 4 Slim, which has been leaked out. Now, originally,
looks a little bit slimmer, just a little bit. Yeah.
How do we know this thing's a real leak, though?
So, well, because he unboxed the damn thing.
Yeah.
Like, and in fact, let me.
Somebody tricked him into unboxing it or something.
You know what? I'm gonna laugh if this thing's fake.
Well, there it is. I mean, unless
it
this is
does.
one hell of a fake.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. Remember the leaked Nintendo NX controllers? Look pretty legit.
Really, that. I mean, you could tell that was a Photoshop. And
someone made that with a 3D printer.
Yeah, it's possible. Somebody could have made it with a 3D printer.
It's very possible. Somebody could have done it with a 3D printer.
It does look kind of ugly. I don't think Sony would actually come out with something that looks like that.
Hold on. He unboxed the thing. He
could have used the box.
Oh, police car.
He took it.
Maybe. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, he could have used an existing box.
Created a box even.
And created a box. I mean, it just it's.
People go to extremes to create fake things. I mean, a lot of people have days to do something.
Yeah, but like, who is this guy, and how does he get this console?
And nobody knows. Nobody knows.
You know, and why isn't Sony telling him to pull it off? Off the internet?
Well.
I mean,
Eric said they do pretty amazing things with special effects these days.
That is true. I mean, have you seen Jurassic World? Holy shit, those dinosaurs are so real.
I thought that was real. I thought that was real. You just ruined it for me. You just ruined the movie.
I mean, look at breast implants these days.
Yeah.
They can't be fake. No way.
Yeah, exactly. Look so natural these days.
I will say this. If this is fake, it has fooled everyone because this thing went. I mean, the only reason, not just viral, but I mean, everybody's picking up on it. It's kind of all over the place.
Well, didn't everybody do the same thing with the NX controller thing?
No.
Like everybody's sitting there going, "Oh, look what it could be the NX."
I like what Modzoo said earlier, though. He said that someone probably tricked him into opening it up. What did someone mind trick him with a Jedi trick or something like that?
Yeah.
You will open.
I will not open the box. You will open the box.
You will do.
Well, I was kind of following a thread on Reddit that somebody said they wanted pictures of it out of the box, and the guy said no.
Here we go.
And then somebody said,
"Wait. So now this could be. I don't know. You tell me."
I'm surprised you didn't see that one earlier. I seen that.
But see, that's the thing. He could have pulled that stuff off of off the current.
Oh yeah, like the PlayStation 4 stuff. Yeah, just pull all that and then have your 3D printed ugly thing there beside it.
It looks like what HGK said. HGK said it looks
butt
like
warmer?
a scale.
I don't know.
HGK said it looks like a scale. It looks like a scale.
Now, it also looks like this thing doesn't have an optical port on it.
Yeah.
It's not real.
If it's I tell you, I mean,
it's got what 2 USBs in the front and 1 in the back, I believe, and then the power and HDMI in the back.
Eric said, "Give me a flashlight, some Scotch tape, and a Super 8. Watch me make magic."
By the way, that's Eric Jackson, who's our co-host on the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast.
Hey, when is that? What's that on?
That goes live Tuesday nights, Mike, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'm still checking.
I've never heard of you.
So I have. I may not be able to make that podcast. By the way, just as a side note, I have a meeting at our synagogue. High holidays are coming up, and it's going to probably take me until 10, 11 o'clock. So I don't think I'm even going to be home.
Ooh.
I know. Oh, are you short-handed?
Yeah, that's all right. Though we'll figure it out.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
One of my wonderful stream team, if you would like.
Yeah.
I'm always available. Just hit me up if you want me on your show.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll have one of you guys come on and talk a little gaming stuff. We'll be talking about PlayStation 4 Slim.
Right. So the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And Deus Ex.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Such a nice.
Such a nice.
Looking forward to that surprise stream. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yes.
Drake, what are you doing? You're not going to stream, are you?
Drake's been awfully quiet. He's
He's probably checking on the status. Is it
I'm golfing here, man. This takes concentration.
I thought he was going to start streaming and trying to make it a little more discreet this time.
He's gonna be. So anyhow, so Mike, so you think this thing is real?
I don't know. It looks like it could be.
If it's fake, it's a good fake.
It's a good fake if it is. And think of it this way: September 7th is when we are fairly sure that Sony is going to kind of pull the curtain out from behind Neo, and you have to think that they were going to announce a Slim. I think that was the only thing that bothers me about it is of all the consoles, it doesn't need a Slim. It just needs to bring. If they want to bring the component prices down, they could do that without drastically. I mean, it's not like this thing's an NES Mini. I mean, damn. Now you got me thinking about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
in my mind.
Hey, there's no picture of the SKU or product number, right?
On the box?
No,
I
On
didn't.
the box.
You know what? Hold on. Well, let me bring it back up.
Yeah, I didn't remember seeing any barcodes or anything on it either.
that is
It had some sort of sticker on it.
A sticker or some.
Yeah, that gives product
engraved
information.
something. Yeah.
Hang on.
So here's
Again,
my.
it's a hell of a fake if it is.
Yeah, well, 3D printers.
It's a scale.
Come on, though. I mean,
Because
It's a waffle maker. Come on, guys.
because thinking about it having a sticker on it somewhere, I didn't see it in the pictures, and I'm almost thinking now that it is fake.
Here's the box.
Yeah.
And and let's keep in mind too, this is European. It's got a Peggy symbol on it.
I mean,
It's fake then.
you can do your research good enough and make something like that no problem, as long as you know what you're doing.
I'm still gonna stick with scale. You stand on it and it says, "Damn you big."
Damn you!
Damn big.
I mean,
it looks real, but
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Like, I thought it was interesting where people were like,
oh wait a minute, you asked for a SKU. Hang on.
yeah, on the box there's one.
Yep. Look at the bottom. There's a SKU.
But does that list the? Yeah.
Well, what about on the console though?
That's what I mean.
typically
Like
you have a number, right?
if I
But
flip
it
my
doesn't-
Xbox One over, I get a little sticker underneath.
All right, hang tight.
Yeah.
Hang tight.
Because those has like the the
There
review.
has
Eric says
whatever.
it's a George Foreman grill.
there. I hate to break it to you guys. Hang on.
George Foreman grill.
But there's something down there.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I see a barcode.
Let me see the bar. Oh shit. Oh shoot. Hold on.
It does too.
It's right
Damn.
down, right down below the power thing.
Nice.
And look, there's
Something
even
on there.
this. There's some text there.
Yeah.
That's all fake.
Let's go with this
I'm
fake.
telling you, if it's fake,
That's a
fake,
damn
that
good
is
fake.
a really good fake, and I will
It's a
be
good
the
fake.
first. I'll be the first to admit that it fooled me.
Actually,
But I
you know
mean-
what? It even has the the X's and the O's and the triangle on it too.
As the feet.
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
the- I mean, that's a hell of a fake.
That's what she said.
Man, that's. So
That's an alarm clock, a real classy alarm clock.
Sage, thank you, man. I gotta tell you, I'm hoping you can catch us every Sunday, brother, because you are a delight to have in the chat room, man. You are very awesome.
I know, man. He's great.
He is.
Yeah, he's great.
When we're not battling each other on politics. He's awesome. So I'm glad you're here, brother. I really am.
You know what's interesting though is I saw people on Twitter today like comparing it to the Xbox One Slim and saying, oh well, PlayStation 4 Slim really doesn't have any value. It's not offering gamers anything, and I'm like, well,
It's
yeah.
smaller.
If it's here's the thing: the value in it, at least right now, from what we know, is that it's probably cheaper, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, which it's probably going to come at a cheaper price point. But if it doesn't, like, it's a little bit too early to start making comparisons to a device that it might not even be competing against per se. You know what I mean? Especially if this thing comes in like at $200 or whatever the case may be. I mean, I don't know how. I'm just speculating.
If that
wow.
thing came out at
$250, or let's
$200,
say
I'd be
$250.
running out and buying one. I
That
wouldn't
would
care
be
what it looked
sick.
like.
But
That
you
would
know,
be
I mean,
sick.
But for all we know, I mean, at least for what I know about the Neo, is that in terms, like I heard some people say, well, the PlayStation 4 Slim, there's nothing about Blu-ray or 4K on the box that we can see. It's not offering any value compared to the Xbox One S. I'm like, well, the Neo is probably going to be Sony's high-end console that's going to do those things, from what we know.
But it's not going to be as high-end as Scorpio. So that's
no,
where
it's not. No, it's going to be high-end for PlayStation, though.
Right. This is where all this crap with the iterative consoles just gets me.
I'm thinking about building a PC. I'm being serious. I've been giving some thought to it.
I am 100% satisfied with my PS4 and Xbox One.
Same here.
I had no reason to upgrade.
PS4.
I have no reason.
Yeah, you do, Mike. Teraflops.
Floppitaires.
Guys can suck my teraflops. I mean,
let me tell you something, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother. Teraflop. I saw that. Yeah, I saw your tweet earlier with the Hogan. Yeah. That was great.
What are you gonna do when the teraflops come wrong on you?
Yeah. It's the teraflops, man. Yeah. I don't know.
You don't know what a teraflop is.
Why do you sound like an old woman?
What the hell is that?
Maybe he is.
You don't know.
You teraflops, get off my lawn.
Don't break
get
your
off
hip.
my lawn before
Don't break
I bring out the teraflops.
Don't break your hip, my friend.
Sage is trying to sell me on it. He says, imagine a Hironobu Sakaguchi JRPG on Scorpio. I'd like to imagine one on Xbox One, to be honest with you.
I would too.
So, I don't know.
Very nice.
I get it. I get guys in the chat room. I get it. You guys, there are people that are hung up. Not hung up, and I'm using the wrong terminology, but there are people that really pay attention to that kind of stuff. And Jabril's making a point about Dark Souls and Bloodborne running at 60 frames per second. Okay, I'll have the frames per second conversation with you guys. I can understand the need for frame rate. I get that. Except, if you're dropping from 60 to 50, I don't typically see that. If you're dropping from 60 to 30 or dropping from 30 to 5, then yeah, I get it. If we're playing Rainbow Six Vegas 2 with Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like 2 frames per second.
Right. Then I get it.
That was fun, wasn't it? Like 10 frames every 20 minutes, maybe?
Fantastic.
Your guys there, all of a sudden you're dead, and like, what the hell happened?
That was a lot of fun. But I don't know. I am happy.
Stutter step those frame rates.
I was playing Brutal. I was playing Riptide GP Renegade. I've been playing. I played Uncharted. No, I did not call it Uncharted. These games look and play great to me on the PS4. And of course, you guys know I've been playing the hell out of games on the Xbox One because you guys are on there. It's a little bit of my go-to system. There's no
play where your friends are.
Right. There's no hiding that. Does it? But I'm thoroughly. All this stuff about the Xbox One was so underpowered. For who?
Not for me. I loved every game I've played.
Enjoyed every minute that I've played on both of these systems. Every minute. I have not once picked up my PS4 controller, picked up my Xbox One controller, and said, I don't really hate this. This really sucks.
The best is when you're sitting there playing a game, somebody's going on a 10-0 streak, and then you just blast them with your shotgun, and he's like, yes, I just ruined their day.
Right. Now,
right, Anchorman?
Yeah. And let me
I
clarify.
ruined your day.
Right. Now let me clarify and let me make sure that I am absolutely clear. If you are looking for that, if you are excited for it, and there are people in the chat room who are definitely excited for Scorpio and Neo, it's fine. That's why those consoles are going to be there for you. That premium product is there for you. I know people on Twitter that I follow, that I'm friends with, who are trying to convince me that I have to upgrade. I don't need to upgrade. But if you want to upgrade, go for it. As long as I can still get the same games you're playing, then fine.
It's fine,
You
sir.
know,
I'll leave you in the dust. I'll be having the Scorpio. We used to have the Xbox
But here's the
One.
thing, though. Mike brings up a great point, though, because the difference this time around is that, and Al Pinello mentioned this too, that the new console iterations aren't disrupting the current installed base, meaning that you'll get to play the same games.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's
Which is
minus VR on the Xbox side, because obviously Scorpio is being built for VR and the Xbox One won't. So, but and Jabril, he said he just wants better frame rates and smarter AI resolution doesn't bother him as much, and that's
nice.
and again, more power to you if that's what you want to do. I'm not trying to say don't buy the new iterative consoles.
No.
I'm not standing in the way of that. Just like I will not stand in the way of anybody who wants to invest in VR or AR. It's not for me. I'm skipping, Oculus and PSVR, and but I'm not going to stand in the way of people who want to do it. It's
And you shouldn't.
It's fine.
No one should.
No one should.
Stinger NLG approves this message.
But Mike, there's people out there that will stand in front of people and be like, "Why are you doing that? That's stupid. This thing's."
It's like it's like the Slim. I think that the Slim. I think what's going to happen is the Slim will be just like the Xbox One S. The Slim, if that is truly the Slim, will be the de facto PS4 for whenever it releases. I think the minute it hits the shelf, the current PS4 will cease to be, and then once they're all sold out, the PS4 Slim, because if that box is correct, it doesn't say PS4 Slim on it, it just says PS4. So
it's like the PlayStation 1 Mini. Remember that? I call it the Mini, but it was like the smaller version of the PlayStation. Yeah.
And it just took over. Same thing. We think that the Xbox and PlayStations were the first ones to do this. That's not true, right?
Nope.
I mean, we had see that white Intellivision behind me?
Yeah.
That's how far back. I mean, Atari did it, and Intellivision did it. Sega did it. The Genesis had 3 different versions of the Genesis.
Yep.
They had 2 different versions of the Sega CD.
Garbage.
Stop it.
I'm just gonna say garbage.
No, you are wrong.
The Sega CD was not good.
Wrong. You are wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong. I have the games to prove it. You are wrong. You know what the Sega CD did for? Let me tell you what the Sega CD did for the industry.
I shouldn't say that. There were some good games on the Sega CD.
The Sega CD brought sound and music into the forefront.
Yes.
Because without that,
but they should have done that with the Saturn, though. They should have skipped the CD and gone to Saturn.
My wife called you guys all crazy. She said I'm the only sane one here.
There's our friend.
She's listening.
Hey. Tick just joined in.
At least she's listening.
Yeah.
Hey, Tick's
Oh
here.
yeah, my wife
Tick's here.
listens.
Tick, we talked about you tonight, guys. We were bringing up the Albert Pinello interview. That if you guys and of course, if you have not heard that interview yet, please go over to the Inner Circle Network and check out that podcast.
Great interview.
It was a great interview.
It was
and give them
really good.
Give them a
Give them
sub.
2 thumbs up.
Give them 2 thumbs up. Give them a sub and tell them NLG sent you. So anyway, so this is where we're sitting with this. I think I still think that this thing is real. It's leaked, and I'll tell you why else I think that this is probably real. There has been so much stuff that has actually been correctly leaked this year on social media that it's hard to, every time you go, that's fake, that's not real, it turns out to be. So I'm kind of siding on the era of experience and watching all this stuff that's happened this year.
That's if this thing's true, Mike. Let me ask you: do you think it's the biggest leak of the year?
No.
No. Okay.
No. The Xbox One S would have been the biggest leak. Because everybody knew this was happening. I don't think everybody knew what the Xbox One S was going to have in it as far as 4K and HDR. everybody kind of thought that there was just going to be a slim model Xbox One and a slim model PS4 at some point in this generation. I don't think this one's the biggest leak. Maybe, you know what?
I thought Scorpio was the biggest leak this year, but
I think everybody kind of knew about Scorpio, though. You know what? Maybe the reason that I could see it being a bigger leak than the Xbox One S is because Sony holds their cards so close to their chest that not much leaks from them. So the fact that this could have would be a big breach of their protocol.
Somebody's unhappy. Guaranteed somebody out there's unhappy.
Oh, I bet.
Probably their face is redder than yours.
I'm sure. Or you know, it could be something. Sometimes leaks can be beneficial.
They could have done it on purpose too. Like, hey, maybe we'll just give them a, you know, throw this out there, and we'll see what everybody says.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like this is a bad leak. I mean, I've heard a couple of people say that they think it's ugly, but I've never gotten ugliness in consoles and how that affects your gameplay.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the Sega's Genesis.
Yeah, that thing was a bulky.
Look at the Dreamcast.
Shush.
Sega makes ugly consoles, but they make great games.
People say that the Xbox
How is
One
the
looks
Dreamcast
like a VCR,
ugly?
but it's
like
still
I'm trolling you.
fun.
I know you're trolling me, so I'm about to kick you off the podcast. No, I mean, but I never understood. Like, I never understood the power brick issue. I never understood. I just those
Mine's
are
hiding
things,
behind the TV. I don't even look at it.
I could understand for some people how the power brick might be an issue, like
traveling.
you know, if it's sticking out,
Traveling,
you know,
okay.
but
I get
you know, but
I get traveling.
but like was it this big? For me personally, it wasn't a big deal. Now I can understand why it might be an eyesore for some people who don't have the space to hide it.
No,
you know,
but I never understood the size of the Xbox One being an issue. Like, oh my God, it looks like a VCR.
Yeah.
So what?
Actually, it looks more like my cable box.
Yeah. So right, but so what?
I still had a blast playing it. I don't really freaking care either way.
Right.
I
I mean,
don't
does having the brick,
maybe
having it internal give me HDR?
You know what? If it looks like a VCR, it's more than likely not going to get stolen, right?
I mean, the PlayStation 4 looks like a freaking Gillette razor blade, so
It looks like an eraser.
It does look like an eraser.
Right.
That's true.
But does that? I mean, I don't even think about that when I turn it on. I'll go, hey, you know, this is a sexy-looking console, so I think that's the one I'm going to play the most.
You know what I look at the most when I turn with regards to my consoles? Not the external design, but the UI. To me, that's like the biggest thing that I look at.
Right.
If I'm going to scrutinize anything about the design of a console,
Right.
it's going to be the UI.
Right. I mean, that's what you're gonna see more than anything.
And
Yeah,
that's the one
exactly.
thing I gotta say. Like when the PlayStation first came out, the PlayStation, in my opinion, had the better UI. But in my opinion, again, guys, this is just my opinion. Now that Windows 10 has come out and all this stuff, I think that Xbox has the better one. In my personal opinion, I like the UI for it. Like I just really enjoy going into my games and apps, putting the pins there. It looks just gorgeous. It's freaking crazy.
And I've been, unfortunately, I have not yet gotten an invite to beta test the 4.0 firmware, so
You are not worthy.
I am apparently not worthy. So I can't speak to the folders thing.
Your life is ruined. No folders?
Well, my guess is that folders are kind of like the pins, where you can kind of bring everything into different folders and make them kind of the way you want it.
You could put like first-person shooters in one spot and third.
We got cool. We got a couple people in the chat room who are in the beta, and Jabril says the beta is good. So
HGK said everything in America is bigger.
Cal makes a good point too. He says the issue with the Xbox One size is that it doesn't appeal worldwide.
Yeah.
It comes off as an American, and many people in other countries hate America. It's the weirdest thing to hang your hat on. if you ever watch, I used to watch like House Hunters and stuff like that, and there've been some House Hunters Japan, and you do get to see there's truth to the fact that households in Japan are much smaller than households here, and a lot of them are apartments and small things like that. But I mean, come on, it makes it seem like the Xbox One takes up the entire wall in one of these places, and that's just not true.
You know it does. Come on, it takes up half the house.
My receiver is bigger, so as long as that's bigger, then there's no issue.
Yeah. So, Jabril's saying he likes the new setup and the UI feels slightly faster. So I am and KB Jr., who came in a little while ago, says you can record up to 60 minutes of gameplay.
That's nice right there.
That
60
nice.
minutes.
That's nice.
That's good. That's good.
That's
Next time on 60 Minutes.
That
Oh my god, dude. Sen is hilarious. You guys see what he just posted in the live chat?
Ryan Lochte said someone robbed him and took his Scorpio.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Brian Williams said he was there. He was an eyewitness.
Brian was. I was there at the gas station.
Right, I was
It
at
was.
the
I
gas
saw
station.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was my Scorpio.
My Scorpio.
So,
Oh my goodness.
How are the folders while we're talking? And he says quick menu is very convenient too. That quick menu is very cool, and you can say all you want. They stole it from the Xbox, and that's fine. But as long as it's functional, who gives a shit?
The thing is, that's another thing I wanted to say also. Both of these consoles take from each other, so it really doesn't matter. If you kind of think of it, it's like a partnership. It's each console is making the next console better. So it doesn't matter. Whatever platform that you want to play on, they're both helping each other out with
and
making each one better.
they're both gonna take stuff from each other. This is the way it works.
If it's a good idea,
Competition is good.
I'd take it from someone too, and I'd use it in my console. I mean, come on.
Everybody
Competition.
took from Sega. That's all there is to it. Everybody took from the Dreamcast.
That's not true.
I mean,
Everybody took from the Dreamcast.
I mean, if we
That's
wanted
not
to talk
true.
about anything,
Do I need to go over this again because I did it in a video already?
That's
No.
not true.
4 ports.
That's not true.
In the box.
What Sega did, Sega's best contribution to the gaming industry, Mike, was how not to do it.
What? No.
That's why they're out of business.
Well,
He's got you there.
Mike, I'm just messing with you, man, because you get so passionate about Sega.
I will never.
Right by the second.
I will never get rid of my Sega love.
He's
Never.
gonna be buried with it. He's gonna
Look,
be buried with all my consoles.
I miss Sega. I really do.
I do, but I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, it was really funny because at one point, I remember Seamus Blackley on Twitter was tweeting out old controller prototype pictures, and of course, one of them looked just like a Dreamcast controller, complete with VMU, Sega Net, all that stuff. Anyway, somehow we got away from the Slim. So
We digressed.
And we digress. And it's 11:13, so we should probably wrap this up if we're going to get any gaming done.
Wrap it up like a Christmas present.
So I think we're good. Do you guys have anything else before we wrap?
Just remember to call Drake beautiful, and yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to plug Basement Radio Arcade real quick.
Didn't you do that like 5 times
I
already?
know.
Just one time.
And then once in the chat room, just for good.
Yes, once in the chat room, yeah.
You have learned the art of marketing very well.
I learned it from John. I mean, he plugs Super Deformed Gamecast like 4 or 5 times during the podcast. So
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason, by the way, he's on your podcast is to
so he can market SDGC.
market SDGC.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So
And Jabril is saying folders are good. You can customize the 3 games you want to be the main display in the folder, and you can organize the order of the games in the folder, and then you can scroll through them. So that's good. That is something that Sony kind of really needs.
yeah, they did need that. Yeah.
They needed that, and I can understand having pins. Like Joe's saying, having pins, I can understand the need for folders.
Phenomenal. Well,
Yeah,
that's what I
pins-
like. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's things that Xbox takes from PlayStation, but, like, I'm glad that, like, PlayStation is starting to realize, like, the stuff that Microsoft has, like the party chat and the the pins, that's pretty awesome. Like that stuff, that's great. Like the pins are so freaking, they're amazing. Like
Yeah.
they are absolutely amazing.
I wish
Agreed.
the Xbox had a separate section for 360 BC games, though.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I agree there.
In the My Games and Apps or in the store? Because it's in.
I think My Games and Apps would be cool.
Yeah, My Games and Apps.
Huh.
Well, even you know what would be cool is actually if they had two separate lists where you can flip over to a page and you can just press right bumper once it goes to your pins, and there's half a section of the 360 games on the pins, half a section of Xbox Ones on the pins. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Now you can reorder the pins, so you could kind of do it yourself.
Yeah, you just press
true.
Y and then
Yeah.
reorder it and stuff.
So, but that's actually not a bad idea. Not that I think they honestly listen as much as they say they do, but you can put that in the Xbox feedback.
Yeah.
So sorry, Xbox fans. If Sega, see, now you got me on Sega. If Microsoft listened to Xbox feedback as much as they say they would,
We'd have folders.
Folders.
we'd have had background music much earlier. We would have much better backward compatibility.
Speaking of, did you hear that once you get to a high enough part in Forza Horizon, in Forza Horizon 3, they have like a feature where you actually can like play your music through the game or something like that that you own, like your own music that you own through the game, which is pretty crazy, like through Groove Music and stuff like that too.
Well, I know. I will say this: I have missed background soundtracks. I have already started to use them heavily, and in a couple of streams, I think when I did a stream for Forza Horizon 2 when we were testing 1080p streaming on Beam, I very much use it.
1080p.
Yes, peas, Texas peas.
Texas Peace.
Texas Peace.
Enrique, I miss Worry Wart. Every time I say 1080p,
I know,
think of
man.
him. I miss
Well,
him.
I wish he would come back.
Well, you need to get into our Discord room.
Is he actually like jump into it?
When he can, yeah.
Occasionally, yeah.
Every now and
He's
then,
in there.
yeah.
So you need to get. I'll send you the link again. You need to.
Yeah, send me the link again because I just downloaded the app on my phone, so that way I can join you guys when I'm out and about.
Such a nice.
Yeah, you definitely need to get in there. Yeah, he's in there. We're really kind of, we want people to come in and talk to us, but we're kind of doing it on a kind of an invite basis. We don't want to open it up to everybody because obviously we don't want it to turn into a circus. So, but all right, so we're gonna wrap up. What I want to do is just get everybody's last final thoughts on what they're playing, anything else that they wanted to get off their chest real quick, and then we will wrap up. And if there's anything else in the chat room that anybody wanted to have us just kind of say, or any kind of messages for us, I'd be glad to. So, Jason, what are you up to this week and coming?
What am I up to? Well, I've been trying to get a little more time on The Witcher 3. Played some last night. Trying to finish off Rise of Tomb Raider, get that out of the way.
Nice.
Played some Tap Heroes, so you gotta upload that to our YouTube channel.
Did you upload that to the?
It's on the OneDrive. Oh yeah, it's
let me take a look real quick. And your Ashes of the Singularity videos have caught the attention of the developer.
Yeah, which is always good. I was surprised actually. I do enjoy that game. It's a great game if you like Command and Conquer, so that style of game. So.
Yeah, that's a game that would do with a good console version, so that some of us could play it.
My wife just called me crazy. Oh yeah.
You're so crazy.
I'm so crazy. Yeah.
I do see the Tap Heroes. Okay.
Yeah, I was playing that. I would have played more, but my hand cramped up, so. I mean, it's a clicker, right? You're sitting here like smashing the key, like the mouse key over and over and over, and eventually your hand cramps up and you're fighting a boss, and it's like, I don't want to lose.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Tunnel syndrome.
Yeah, so I got a few games in, and of course Rainbow Six, and the usual games I like playing with you guys. Titanfall 2, can't forget that.
Yep.
Oh, and Dimension Poker.
Poker, yeah, we've been playing some
Prominence
poker.
whatever it's called.
Yeah, Prominence Poker. That's
Yeah,
right.
Taking all Drakey's money.
We got to stream some more of that. We got to do some tournament streams. So, all right, very cool, very cool. Drakey, what are you doing currently, buddy?
Oh man, well, I've been playing the Deus Ex Human Revolution, trying to be able to beat it before the Mankind Divided comes out. I'm looking forward to that.
fail.
I've been playing, of course, my favorite shooter this gen, the Rainbow Six Siege.
You have really gotten into that game again.
Yeah, the characters are just amazing. I've also been getting into like the Prominence Poker. I love the design of that game, and then Titanfall 2, of course. So, but right now, man, I'm hyped for that freaking Deus Ex. Oh,
Are you getting back to Red Dead any?
yes. Yeah, I'm going to be getting back to Red Dead pretty soon. There's just so much stuff. I've been busy.
Dust off that cowboy hat and get out there.
There's definitely been a lot of stuff out there, so I can totally understand.
Too much stuff.
Yeah. And of course, we always enjoy your streams. Your streams are always fun. We got to get some more. Gotta get some more Halo 5 in, man. That you finally got me into it. Now we don't play it anymore.
Yeah, we got to do that too, guys.
We
He's
do.
always dragging us to another game, though.
I know.
Why don't we do that?
Now.
Why don't we plan on doing that this week?
Yeah, we should.
yeah,
Well, every
should.
time I try to hop in with Enrique, he always puts up the two middle fingers, says "F you, Drake," and then pops out of the party.
Oh man. All right, Peter, what do you got?
Prominence Poker. Let me see. Rainbow Six
Overcooked.
Siege.
You played Overcooked.
Overcooked.
I played Overcooked. Yeah, I did.
If you guys have not, especially in the chat room or listen live or later on, if you have not seen that game, give us a little on that.
It's
HT.
interesting.
Yeah, interesting game. And this week I will start streaming Solus Project.
Ah, very nice. But give us a little rundown on Overcooked real quick because it's kind of neat.
Yeah, so you control like two cooks in a kitchen, and you have to chop up your ingredients, which can be, your onions, your mushrooms, your tomatoes, and then after you chop them up, you have to bring them to a cooking pot, and you have to make sure you don't overcook your ingredients. And once that's done, then you have
Throw it
to
on
fill
a plate or something?
Yeah, put it on a plate. Then you have to bring the plate to the serving area. And after a while, the plate comes back dirty, and then you have to put it in the sink for doing dishes. And
Yeah, but
so
that's
basically, you control two-player. And once you get a little later in the levels, the counters start to move left to right, like after like 10 seconds or 20 seconds.
That's insane.
That game's meant to be a two-person couch co-op game.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So playing it solo is a little bit tough and can be frustrating at times, but I definitely for couch co-op will be a lot of fun.
That's insane. Like they don't pay you enough to freaking cook and then do the dishes afterwards. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
But that game
Yeah.
sort of reminds me of a game that I played last year that I reviewed, and the review's up on the channel. It's called Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime, and it's almost exactly like that. It's couch co-op, and it's much easier if you are playing with someone else rather than you're piloting this ship, and the ship has shields and guns, and you have all this stuff going around, and you have to position yourself and someone and your AI, if you're playing alone, on different stations on the ship. And if you don't get it right, you just can't get anywhere. And it was much easier when my wife and I was actually playing that game. So Overcooked, when I was watching that video you made, and of course go to our channel, it's right there. It looked like that kind of game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right, and then so you're going to be doing starting the Solus project.
Yeah.
So we definitely thank you for that. And your content has been really good too. I've enjoyed watching HTK. He's in the game.
He is in the game.
So thank you guys so much for all the content that you bring to NLG, and of course to Crazy Juan, who just like I said, that Kerbal Space Project or Space Program video popped up during the podcast. So hopefully people will check it out. He actually got his Kerbal to the Mun and home in one piece. So that was very cool. It's
leave no Kerbal behind, right?
Leave no Kerbal behind, right? One small step for Kerbal and one giant leap for Kerbal Kai.
That game looks fun too.
And now I will warn you guys, it's an hour and 20-minute video, but you want to watch it all the way through. It was really cool. And I tell you, man, he took the reins on that game and really got people. The nicest thing, the coolest thing that I think I have seen on that video series are the comments that he's getting in the YouTube videos are questions about how to do things in the game. Like he's actually interacting with people on how to build rockets, how to maneuver stuff. It's not just people going, "Hey, it looks like a cool game." Hey, no, it's people actually asking him questions about it, and I think that was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So those are the kind of comments that we like to have. So Enrique, what are you playing, man?
Actually, you know, it's funny. I just wrapped up Wolfenstein: New Order, which was a freaking awesome game.
Yes.
Yeah, great shooter.
Are you getting the? Are you gonna get the expansion?
I might, but I
Blood
think
is amazing.
I think I need to pick up Doom now, because I haven't played that yet. But I'm actually playing. I just went back to Fallout 4 because I still haven't beat that. I'm probably about 50% through the main story. But I'm going to try to run through that and beat that quickly. And then I'll be playing. Obviously, this week I'll be playing Deus Ex. So play that, and then I'm going to try to get into either Bastion or Transistor as well, which I picked up on the cheap. So
nice. And we got to get you in for some Halo 5 and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think we should do that this week. We should get some Halo 5 in.
I'm down for that.
All right.
Yeah.
So
let's do it.
I also, by the way, want to let people know we've got some other content creators that are chomping at the bit to come aboard. I might have another PlayStation 4 guy, so that I'm not the only one doing PS4 streams and footage and stuff.
Such a nice.
Yeah, he's been like it, and of course we've got Elite Gamer, who was supposed to join us tonight. I don't know what happened to him. He's just about ready to rock and roll himself. So I got to make him an overlay, and I got to make him an avatar picture. And our good friends, I don't know if you guys remember him, but my friend Rob, who played Red Dead Redemption with us one night, he and his son are going through Lego Dimensions and doing some of the Lego Dimensions stuff, and he's like, "Hey, I would love to give you some videos for NLG for Lego Dimensions." So that is we've got more content coming. It's
daily content.
Daily content. I
give you something every day, and it's just time for you to get it out there. That's all.
Yeah, and you guys all have just been phenomenal, and I could not have imagined even 6 months ago that NLG would be where it is now as far as content, and this is where the growth starts, because what we're doing is gameplay, and that's what people, I'm hoping, want.
Oh, don't worry. It's a
pleasure doing this for you, Mike.
Exactly, and don't worry too, because once Gears of War comes out, I'm going through the whole story, and I'm gonna be doing Horde, freaking multiplayer every single day. I'm telling you, I'm pumped for that, and Forza. I'm gonna be doing freaking the streams every single day, pretty much.
Nice.
That works. 10:30, right?
What happened?
10:30.
Oh yeah, we missed 10:30.
Yeah, it's 11:30 right
11:30.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna call it here. For me, I've been playing Riptide GP Renegade. I've still been running through that. I really enjoy that game, man. And I am working on. We will have Vector Unit on, which is going to be one of my bucket list interviews, because, as you guys know, this is one of my favorite developers. I have every game that they have on console, from Hydro Thunder Hurricane on the Xbox 360 to Beach Buggy Racing to Riptide GP2 to now Riptide GP Renegade. So I'm just working out the time. That podcast may have to happen on a separate day because the guy had mentioned that Sundays is tough for him. So right now I'm working on that, and
You'll get it figured out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody know. And
could be a midweek special.
Yeah. Do you have any special guests coming up on BRAP there, Enrique?
No, not right now. I mean, we're working on getting some other guests lined up.
Okay.
We just had.
Yeah, you just had Christian on.
Yeah, we just had Christian Allen on last week. He was great. Yeah.
And I tell you what I liked. This is what I liked that about him, about what you guys talked about too, is you kind of went through some of the stuff that we talked to him about when he was here, but you also touched on some stuff that we never talked about on NLG. So if you guys go over to BRAP and check out that interview, you'll get some new information. From what I understand, if I heard it correctly, some information that may not have even should have been said.
Yeah, there was some information that wasn't supposed to. Wasn't supposed to be broadcasted, but it's if anyone hasn't checked it out, definitely go to the Basement Radio Arcade podcast live on YouTube, and check out the last week's podcast of Christian Allen. I think it's podcast number 37, but it was really cool because we got to get his perspective on not just what he thought about console iteration or the like the Neo, the Scorpio, but also how it potentially impacts him as a game developer. Yeah. So he gave us a different perspective that we typically don't get. Kind of like a background in terms of how some of the challenges and the things that go into game development. So it was great. I highly recommend anyone who's interested in getting a developer perspective on these new consoles, and just game development and the behind the scenes stuff in the industry to check it out.
Well, and thankfully on that podcast, more than one person asked him questions.
Yeah.
Whereas me, it was the Mike Mullis show when he was on here.
Remember, I was camping, and it was before I even started on here. So
but,
don't look at me.
It's so hard with it's because he just loves to have a conversation. So I think when I was on with you guys, I was like, oh my god, this is so awesome. Like he's just like giving us like kind of like the lowdown on some of the games he's worked on. The gaming industry, just this different perspective that we typically don't get as gamers.
Yeah, and it's great to have those guys on. And of course, you could check out our interview with Christian, and that's on. I believe that is podcast number 47 or 48 on ours. You can find it in the podcast playlist. And in our 50th podcast, we had Dan Goldstein on from Hyper Awesome, who did Dungeon Punks, and I know Joe was really excited about that, and so that was a great time too. And so we're also looking forward to having some more developers on, and we'll have David on soon. I've been talking to his PR. I figure sometime in September we'll bring David on when he's probably got a lull in podcast appearances.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Is. Once again, David, if you're checking out tonight at any point, thank you so much. Honest to goodness, man, this is, I was talking about it earlier. There are many things that I have in my stack of things. I have box quotes, from Dreamcast and Xbox games, and a PS2. I forgot. There was a game called Downforce for the PS2. It was a racing game, and I have a box quote on that too. So I found that in my pile of stuff, and I've my character in MLB 2K7 and all the cool stuff that's ever happened to me in the game industry. This even now, as a 42-year-old guy who's not even really a true game journalist anymore, to still be able to collect stuff like this. I really appreciate it, David, and I'm hoping you're enjoying that Knight's Christmas disc, because that was absolutely worth the trade. So
yeah, and that was such a cool thing to see happen on live during the podcast. To see you guys talking about that was really cool.
Yeah, well, because we talk about Sega CD and stuff like that. I mean, I go back that far, so for him to, it was really surreal for him to actually say, I didn't even like the game. I didn't even think the game was that good. And I'm going,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? I
Yeah.
love the game. It's one
I
of my
remember that,
favorite
yeah.
games. And he's like, he's like, why? There's so
Yeah.
many. He said there were so many things wrong with the game. I said, Steamboat Willie, how do you not? I mean, the whole first level in black and white. I was amazed because usually you get the developer to say, yeah, I love the game. And Christian did the same thing. He was like, when I did Ghost Recon Island Thunder, he said, it was crap. I said, are you kidding me? I had to actually on our show, I had to bring up my old review from the website to show him that I honest to God love the game. So I mean, it's funny to see that, and it's I've interviewed developers and publishers before, but now doing it as a gamer and as somebody who just does a YouTube channel and podcasts, it feels so different to hear somebody not like a game that you liked that they worked on. It's just weird to me. So anyway, so we're gonna wrap up. Thank you guys in the chat room. I know a couple of you are breaking out now, so we are ending. Eric, Sage, man, Senjutsu, I love you, man. I'm glad you're in. We'll see you on Sundays. Of course, I'll talk to you during the week. I got a LA Times poll I want to show you.
Oh boy.
Cal, love you guys over at the Inner Circle. Let's do some multi-streaming together. Since in the chat room you said you guys were looking at doing some new gameplay and some new Let's Plays and stuff. Let's team up. Want to team up with you. True Gamers. Everybody, Witty jumped in a little late. We even had Hamoda93. He just jumped in. God, Jabril. Who else?
Too many great people.
Too many great people.
Yeah.
Jason Brown was in tonight. OG1 was in tonight. I think is it
that
OG1?
Modzoo guy's pretty good. I like him.
Yeah, he's all right. Thank you guys so much. All-Star Gamer 1000. We got to get you in and get some gaming done too, man. Thank you, everybody who is in the chat room. Thank you so much. My intrepid panel, thank you guys once again.
Yeah, thank you, Mike, for having us on again.
Yeah, absolutely,
thanks.
Mike.
It looks like for at least Jason, Joe, and Peter. Joe, hopefully you get Sundays off so you can be part of the podcast. I'm gonna have to add you guys. I'm gonna have to remake the podcast trailer again, add you guys up. So
sounds good.
Yeah, this is fantastic, man. This really is, and hopefully Frankie will be back next week, and Matt is having a crown put on or an implant put on. So I don't know how
along
long.
those lines.
Yeah, he's still having
painful
dentistry issues, so I'm not sure exactly when he'll be back. But when he comes back, he's welcome in, of course. So anyway. Let's see. You see it all around the screen. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more great coverage we can bring you. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the coverage. If you are already subscribed, please tell a friend. Check us out on Twitch at OG_NL Gaming. You see that in the upper right. Also, we are on Beam at OG_NL Gaming, and we do Beam work. And in fact, we also have all three of our stream team members on Twitch, as well as two of them. Joe doesn't Beam doesn't have an Xbox app yet, so Joe's not on Beam yet. But HDK360 and Modzoo, and you will find their Beam channels. And of course, when they are beaming, we'll also host it. Catch us on Twitter at OG_NL Gaming, and of course, all of my lovely stream team's Twitters are all down below in the description as well. I think that's it. So,
like I said, I'll be streaming on Twitch the Deus Ex game. So.
You gotta update my Twitter. I noticed it's wrong.
Oh yes. I will do that when we are done. So let's see. Sage, I see you.
Add it to the list of things to do.
You can say that, but anyway. So Thank you guys all for hanging out with us tonight. This has been a wonderful podcast once again. And chat room, great. If you're tuning in later on, please leave a comment below. Let us know how we're doing. And don't be afraid to give us some healthy constructive criticism. If you want to see something we're doing, something we're not doing. If you want to comment on anything we talked about today, please, by all means, just be respectful. And do not bring fanboy stuff into our comment section. Just like we don't allow it into the chat, we'd rather not have it in the comment section either. So, on behalf of my lovely panel below, thank you all once again. This has been the Next Level Gaming Podcast, the original Next Level Gaming Podcast. Everybody have a wonderful week. We'll see you here next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Have a wonderful night.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Peter?
All right, peace.
Peace. Enrique?
See you guys.
All right, man.
Play on, gamers.